Marvel Comics has made the biggest changes to itself that it has made since Disney purchased it in 2009.
Hot damn.
We are officially going into a brand new day for what has been the biggest publisher in the history of comics. Now, at a time when DC is showing them their tail, Marvel is making moves. And yeah, granted, these moves probably don't have a lot to do with what's been happening in the sales charts lately. But boy, oh boy, if I don't think there's going to be some major shifts over the next year.
Yo.
Big time news, guys. This is it. This is the one we've been waiting for. Marvel is officially leaving New York City and changing its editor-in-chief. We're going to talk all about that and more this week on The Comics Pals. Here to have the conversation with me, as always, are Marco.
Celsius!
Tyler.
It's nice to see Marvel doing more changes than Marco's dress code.
Hey now. We're here. It's a solid week. Solid week of pals polls. Solid week of pals. And
Marco has not left his chair since pals polls, actually.
I've been locked in, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm Sean. Thank you for being here. Whether you're alive or in the future, I am very happy to see you guys. There is so much to talk about today. This is crazy. This stuff broke. I was God.
Were you at an airport?
Yeah, I think so. I think I was when I first saw it.
Yeah.
You flew up and then you flew back down, and all of a sudden the news broke.
Ooh, apparently there's an echo. Tyler audio echo.
Oh, my audio echo. Okay, let me check.
Tyler got that Galactus voice going today. Oh shit.
Hey.
Now I want to make an announcement right away because it's very important. We are going to open the phone lines today along with your help because this is such a big conversation that we feel like we want to give you guys an opportunity to jump in to talk to us. But I'm not Tyler, so we're going to earn it today. And the way we're going to do that is by changing the goal a little bit. We're going to do $10 or more super chats in order to get that goal open and open the phone lines. I really want to hear from you guys on this subject because, again, nothing bigger that has happened in Marvel's history since Disney buying them. And I'm sure you guys all have thoughts on that. Kicking things off, though, is our boy, Chris Flo Dameron with the $9.99. You've been blessed with motion. Send this to 5 people to give them motion.
Well, Flo made sure I had to Taco Bell the other day when I apparently wasn't supposed to, he messaged me and be like, "Hey, it was nice knowing you." So Flo, I'm still here, and hopefully my sound's a little better now too. Yeah, he was trying to tell me I was going to get motion the wrong kind though.
Yeah, it's bound to happen.
Yeah. Thank you, Flo. Really appreciate that. DC Crane with the 10 spot. Sean and Marco putting those divorce rumors to bed today. Now someone rescue Tyler from the echo chamber. Have a great show.
I'm good. I mean, I'm on Twitter. I'm in nothing but an echo chamber. So,
you've been fighting for your life. I've been liking all those tweets.
It's been fun, dude.
Rami Darwish with the 10 spot says Marvel's Marvel's Convergence. No.
We're going to talk about that, I think.
Of course we are. Man, oh man, please no. Big time stuff to talk about. Hayden jumping in. Wow, we're 4 out of 10 already. You guys are blowing it up. Marvel heard Captain Chris's idea to move Spider-Man to a different location and decided to move their entire studio.
Yo, facts, dude.
Talk about motion. Chris has the motion, I guess.
Oh yeah, he does.
There, dude.
They're listening now. So let's jump into the proceedings here. Let's get into things and talk about the task at hand. It was announced via the Hollywood Reporter on July 16th, which is Thursday. Normally you get these kind of announcements on a Friday if there's worry about negative feedback or whatever, although I guess it's not necessarily a negative piece. But in any event, it came out on Thursday from Boris Kitt, who always handles the Marvel, DC comic stuff through their Heat Vision special piece. And this is how he started it. After calling the Big Apple home for almost 90 years, Marvel Comics is moving out of New York City and heading to Hollywood. The relocation was revealed to staff at a town hall Thursday at Marvel's New York office in Midtown, where
Wow.
employees were informed that its publishing division will be pulling up stakes and transferring operations to Burbank, California, the current headquarters of Marvel Studios and corporate parent, the Walt Disney Company. The development is accompanied by a changing of the guard at the top. Stephen Wacker, a respected veteran comics editor who also earned an Emmy nomination for his work in the company's forays in animation, has been named Marvel's new editor-in-chief, replacing outgoing chief C.B. Cebulski, who had steered the division since 2017. Cebulski will still remain part of the family, however, as he will be moving to Japan to spearhead the company's push into manga, among other things, as editor of Asia Originals.
Wow.
Both changes are meant to reinvigorate the comic book side of the company, which has been overshadowed in recent years by the success of Marvel's movies, and by a creative slump that saw it lose its position as comics market share leader for the first time this century. Marvel chief Kevin Feige's installing of the new leadership and the relocation of its comic side to Disney's Burbank base represents a long-term investment in what he believes underpins the source of Marvel's storytelling. Stop right there. That's massive.
Uh-huh.
Because if Boris is correct, then what we're seeing is on some level a reaction to the numbers and the things that we've been seeing on the comic side.
Yeah.
And I think that's the first thing I'll posit is this made sense. This felt like, and I hadn't thought of it, but once it came out, it clicked. This consolidation, that's what it is. You know, why, if the company is not driving the revenue, is not driving the resolve that it needs to here in its own office in New York, you know what? Pick up, pack up, let's consolidate, let's save money on that real estate, let's save money on office space, let's save money on individuals who work there because some of those people won't relocate, frankly. And so the decision there from presumably as well, Brad Winderbaum, David Abdo, you know, the new leadership that is incoming, that felt like a direct line to me. So I think it makes a lot of sense for them. And I think it also shows them in a weak position, but they're at least being a little smart about it. They're not maintaining the offices open amidst a sort of revenue downfall.
Yeah, I was a little surprised I never did this during, post COVID. The fact that they didn't was like, oh, they're going to stay in New York forever. Like, New York is just Marvel Comics' spot. Yeah, it's not in line with the rest of Marvel, but that's just where the comics are. So, like, I'll admit, I am kind of bummed that they are moving out of New York. There's just something so ingrained in the history of New York City for comic books in general. This is where DC and Marvel were made. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were the world outside your window is Marvel Comics, and the world outside their window is New York City. Which is why New York City is so prevalent in Marvel Comics. It's the hub for everything. There's no Gotham, there's no Metropolis. It's NYC, and the fact that they're not going to be around anymore. It's not like I was ever had a chance to go into the fucking offices or anything like that, but there was comfort as a New Yorker knowing like this is where Marvel is. I'd look at their, I mentioned this on the Discord, but like I would look at their, job listings and stuff, when I'm looking for work or whatever. And it's like, oh, cute. Like I can go apply to be an assistant editor at Marvel. I mean, it's like $40K salary. So I'm not going to do that. But it was nice to like, there's something warm and fuzzy about seeing that. Do you know what I mean? And I remember like applying for internships like crazy. And honestly, a lot of the people who got their start at Marvel are New Yorkers, So as a New Yorker, it is a bit of a bummer. Does it make sense from a business perspective? Sure it does. DC's been doing it for over a decade now, right, Sean?
Yeah, right around there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be.
and it's working out for them fine, you know. And the idea that Marvel Studios is over there and that there is a clear line between Feige and Marvel Comics in terms of like the maybe problematic the totem pole that is the heads of Marvel. It makes sense, but I am, as a New Yorker, bummed.
Yeah. You know, this is this is actually exactly what I was waiting for. I was waiting for Marvel to do something big, and it almost didn't matter what it was. There needed to be an acknowledgement that something is wrong and do something about it. And yeah, this makes all the sense in the world from a corporate business standpoint to move things closer to home base. But I would go out on a limb and say that there's a pretty decent chance that this increases communication and collaboration and potentially quality.
Yep.
It
Yep.
is funny though, like that's the same argument bosses give for return to work policies.
It's
Which
easier
Marco,
to
you've been pro, I believe.
I've been pro to an extent, but it does make a collaboration. It's easier for me to turn to somebody, have a conversation, like see their reaction, then let's dial up, let's talk over Slack, let's talk over Zoom. And in this case, if they're meant to be synergistic, and I don't mean that as whatever the mouse does, the studio does, the comics do, but rather if they need to be synergistic, hey, from a logistic standpoint, Brad needs to talk to uh the Wacker who needs to talk to this editor, that becomes a straighter line.
Well, here's a rumor that I read, and this was not recent. This was a few weeks ago. We just never talked about it on here. Um, that Marvel Studios, Marvel Entertainment, was highly involved in the X-Men 97 season 2 comic book,
Mm,
which is a very direct tie-in to the show, in the sense that it's basically a lead-in. So they wanted to make sure that what their intentions were for the season began to play out in the comic. And that's the kind of synergy that, when you're talking about Marvel Studios productions that find their way into comics, that's the kind of synergy that in my mind is a positive. Because if they're going to do it anyway, let's make it make sense for both sides. It shouldn't be that there's a mandate that's like, oh, we want an X-Men 97 comic. Go figure it out. And then they go make one and it feels
Mm.
completely incongruent with the show that's out. Like if they're gonna do synergy, make it work right.
More similar to like, I don't know, if Frozen 2 comes out and a little golden book comes out, that's the telling of that story. There is more communication and brand guidelines to make sure that is in line with a movie the people making the book have not seen yet, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It should feel like the movie. It should feel like the show. It should feel like it has that connective tissue that's strong. And so I have no issue with that. I'm sad that they're leaving New York as a New Yorker, as echoing everything Tyler said. I don't need to repeat it,
Yeah.
but this is the right thing to do.
yeah.
I I just hope that they are assisting workers who decide to make the move with them. I've heard about jobs that are like, hey, see you out there
That's
without
funny.
any help with moving costs. Cause like moving costs,
Yeah.
especially with the way, actually, Marco,
Yeah.
you've experienced this with maybe another comic book publisher, um, where they don't assist you with that. And so that U-Haul that you have to pay for, especially when gas is crazy right now, you're paying that out of pocket. And when you're making
Or
40K in New York City, you don't have U-Haul money saved up.
or the decision is drop everything and rebuild it over there,
Or
like
that, yeah.
and either way the cost is it's expensive, it's unrealistic for a number of people. I'm sure at a certain level there is assistance to move, but for yeah, your everyday editor, That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be really, really tough.
Yeah.
But agreed that this is unfortunately the right decision. I may be less romantic with the idea of Marvel Comics not being in New York. I understand the sentiment. I'm half expecting them to maybe keep some of the offices, whatever like number of floors that they have, and open up like a the bullpen museum or something like for old time's sake. You can come visit
Yeah,
Marvel the same way like
that would be
Society
so
of
cool.
Illustrators is.
I don't think it's happening, but that would be awesome.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool. That'd be fun.
Well, how much what's our budget like? Do we need office space
We might need office space, but it's not in the budget yet.
for
For the
taking
West
over
Coast. For the West Coast.
oh, okay. I was talking about taking over Marvel headquarters,
Oh,
but
gotcha.
yeah. Um, and I hope being on the West Coast, like they can leverage this for fun things, like how how like DC is doing their digital stuff with like Joshua Williams and Hayden Sherman. They did like a video interview when they were talking about Legion of Superheroes. Like Marvel doesn't do that shit anymore. Remember when Sean Agent M would have those like shows, those digital shows, where they would announce things like in Marvel on Marvel's YouTube or whatever. But like now, I don't know. Chip Zdarsky can be talking about Avengers at Avengers Campus in Disneyland. Like they can use that for a backdrop. They can do fun shit to align the whole brand together by being in the same spot. That I hope they actually capitalize on.
So a lot we know a lot about the move. We know quite a bit already because there was this town hall, and then after the town hall, a a letter came out. It was acquired by the Hollywood Reporter, and of course, everybody else got it as well. And it breaks down kind of what they're thinking about right now. David Abdo, who's the general manager of comics and franchise, said this move will position the team beside our broader creative organization and create opportunities for collaboration across both Marvel and Disney. Um, New York has played a huge part in who Marvel is as a company and the pages of our comics. While our network of writers and artists is now an international operation, New York is still woven into our DNA, and that will never change. Our colleagues in New York have helped shape generations of stories and characters, and their contributions to Marvel's legacy cannot be overstated. We sincerely hope they choose to continue that journey with us in California. We are committed to supporting every affected employee throughout this transition, which will
Okay.
take place over the next 12 months. Now, they employ around 100 people in New York. And they're trying to get them to go to Cali by
Sure.
July of 2027. They're going to be holding orientation classes or sessions for those employees. And so that sounds like they're going to be aiding them in getting to Cali. What that aid is, we'll see.
I got to imagine, like, to be like completely serious, there's probably people that need to learn how to drive now.
Sure.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Like,
that's
if
kind of
they're
wild.
New Yorkers, like I know a lot of people who just don't have licenses, who live in New York City or have never gotten behind the wheel of a car. You can't do that in California. Like, sure,
Mhm.
there's public transit, but it's not as robust. And even New York City's, it could be more robust. But yeah, there's like that could be like in my head. I'm like, why do they need orientation? But then I'm thinking, I'm like, maybe for stuff like that, you know?
It's different life, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure as well for those that don't make it over, I'm sure there's also uh a package that they'll get. That there will be some sort of ramp off so that they can find their way to another job, ideally, and
Yeah.
lay off.
There was also something that suggested that they had done a survey of
Huh.
the location of their writers and artists, their creators, and found that more of them now live in Cali than live in New York.
Oh wow.
I mean, I think we've experienced that too, just interviewing people.
Yeah, it's not the same as it used to be, with the way that the market has changed and it's so international now. You don't need you don't necessarily need a hub in New York the way you used to. The people are all over the place now.
And not only that, but like as a writer, like comic book writers. There are people who are comic writers who maybe aren't just comic book writers. They're writing for TV. That's in LA. A lot of the writing gigs are in LA. It doesn't matter if you are remote, like Hayden mentioned how Ben Percy works from Minnesota. Sure, there are people like that, and that's fine. But there are some creatives definitely on the West Coast because that's where more creative opportunities for that type of field are. There's some in New York, like if you're a playwright, sure, but it's a lot different. Even in college, my guidance counselor told me, he's like, "Hey, you should move out west," and it was a thought I had for a while, because that's just where all the opportunities are. And now the writing gig and comics opportunity, they're both out there now.
I don't see you as a West Coast guy. You're more of a Brooklynite. I feel it.
I'm not a West Coast guy, which is such a bummer.
I don't see it.
Big Busta dropped 10 on us. Thank you, brother. Says like the video. That's a good suggestion. I agree. Atomic Hound with $9.99. Thank you, Hound. Heading to a family outing, so I can't stay, but what a topic. Can't wait to catch up on this tomorrow. Let's show up and get calls for the chat. Much love, pals and community. So we're going to do phone calls. We're going to open the lines. We're 9 out of 10 on our goal already. I should have said it higher. You guys are crazy. That doesn't mean we stop the super chats. Let's keep it going. But we are 9 of 10 on our goal, so we are going to hit that real soon. The Great Devlin with 5 spot. I've got a comic book club today. Any thoughts on Bitch Planet by Kelly Sue DeConnick? I haven't read a ton of that. I read the opening. I want to say the opening arc.
I'm with you.
Isn't that only the first 6 issues? Did more come out?
Oh,
I'm pretty sure more came out.
Or I thought there was more. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was ongoing at some point. But I'm with you, Sean. I read like the first 2 issues. That was like when Bitch Planet came out. Like that's like the heyday of like Image #1s, and it kind of fell by the wayside for me.
Yeah, 2014. Oh, 10 issues only. So
okay. I thought there was maybe like a side series or something, but could be wrong.
Oh, and followed by a 5-issue limited series.
See, I know my shit.
Yeah, you're right.
Neon Knight with $9.99. The timing of the change in editor-in-chief makes sense, but less so to move to LA. Why now? Downsizing? Also, a reminder to join the Discord. Oh, I love that. Thank you for saying that. Marco, if you would be so kind as to throw a link to the Discord in the chat.
Got you.
Go ahead.
And the move makes sense, apparently, because of a lease.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a lease that's coming up, and they needed to make a decision one way or another, and the decision was to go, and it makes all the sense in the world. I can't say it enough. It does. It's unfortunate at the same time, but it is what it is. It has to be done. Electric. Oh no! Before we get to that, Jet X, with the 10 spot. Let's hit this motherfucking goal and get the call-ins going. CB Cebulski, no more. Akira Yoshida once again.
I should have made that image. Damn it. The Spider-Man No More homage.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, I forgot he had that.
Into transform.
Jesus Christ. Now you defaced it?
That's right. I made it unique. It increased in value.
You could have CGC graded it.
Yeah.
Infinite Audrey said, does anyone else call that guy CB Sebulba instead of Cebulski by accident?
I'm not a Sebulba fan. I'm more of a Ben Quadranaros kind of guy myself.
Dude, Sebulba sucks.
Yo, he's going to be in the new pod racing game, though. Have you seen that shit?
No, but there needs to be a new pod racing game.
Dude, it's by the team who did Burnout. Yeah, it looks good. It looks real good.
Sebulbasaur.
Yeah, now this is pod racing.
Marco, do you know who Sebulba is?
I don't. I'm envisioning the like peanut looking guy.
No, that's Ben Quadranaros.
Oh, okay. So that's what I'm envisioning.
And then Jet has been a member of the channel at the VI PAL tier for a whole entire year. Thank you.
Holy shit.
Much love, Jet.
Yo, and tune in late. I believe it's later today for the continuation of the new 52 presentation that Jet's been going on. I saw that first video. That was great airplane viewing. Some really good points, some really good conversations. I downloaded a 4.5-hour video.
Dude, download our fucking 4.5-hour video. We need that watch time. You on a plane, you throw that on, leave it there. Shit.
In the background.
God, you couldn't pay me to listen to myself for 4 hours.
You wouldn't have to pay me to listen to myself. I'm just kidding. Electrics with the 100 SEK. Hey, folks, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that jazz. Thank you. Appreciate you. DC Crane joining the channel at the VI Pal tier. You guys are killing it this morning, and we are
Yeah.
barely open.
And we'll
Wow.
probably have a Q&A coming to that tier soon, too. So, yeah.
Sure. Pack illustration, our buddy Pete Collins with the 9.99. Get them phone lines open. Well, you broke them open. We're gonna take calls here in a little bit. We're gonna get our shit in a little more.
Should we like open them and close them at the end of every like section of this discussion?
I don't know.
All right, we'll get to it.
Let's so there is a question hanging in the air though, and it is a foul question. Very nasty. Not anything I want to think about, but something we must. When Marvel moves, what is going to happen for the couple of months that it takes them to get their asses from one side of this country to the other? We know what happened at DC when they moved. We got Convergence, one of the most dog shit events in the history of DC Comics, rivaling such nastiness as Invasion.
Well, I know that's a smear on Invasion.
That's a smear on me. Hey, DC Crane, welcome. Thank you for joining the Discord. We're going to hit 600 today, maybe. 600 of you on our Discord is possible. I think we're at 598 right now.
And for that many people to be as civil as it is, insane.
Pretty nice. Yeah, we rarely, the only thing we have to deal with are bots.
Or the sports chat gets a little spicy sometimes, but that's sports fans for you.
Well,
if like this would be the perfect time for like a battle world type of situation.
Literally.
But we just did Battle World. We just had a return to Battle World.
Guess what we're getting to though, Sean? We're getting Secret Wars again, film version. So this is how they tie into it. They're going to justify it because think about the timing. If we're talking July, they're moving, right? 2 months usually is what took DC. So that's July until let's be generous and say September, October. That movie comes out in December. Secret Wars.
I'm not sure. That sounds right.
Yeah, that's how my brain's tracking it. That kind of makes sense for them to justify another Battle World.
December of next year is when the movie comes out.
Yeah, so that timing lines up. Or they do Secret Wars again, and it's an homage. What is it? 10-year anniversary of the Hickman book. It could be like an homage to the Battle World of old. We'll have another Garth Ennis Where Monsters Dwell book instead of an X-Men book for about 2 months. Which that book fucking slapped, by the way. So,
see, I was wondering if it wasn't the Midnight stuff. If
that's
it seems soon, but July, September.
They're moving next year.
Like outright full.
Yeah,
I thought it was with
Yeah, and if Midnight starts already in October of this year, it'd be almost out for a year already. So
yeah.
I think there's something possibly to that. I really hope they just keep things going and don't change anything and don't do a dumb event or whatever. I don't know if I guess DC had to do it. I guess. I hope Marvel can just plan this ahead enough that during the move there's very limited work required somehow. That's my hope.
But if they can use that as a way to put a pause on the line, right? Move everything, have all this bank content already, and then relaunch with number ones in this new era, new editor-in-chief who's worked on a lot of new number ones that are well regarded. I think that's the time they do it. I think near Comic-Con next year will be a very interesting time for Marvel.
Yeah. Well, shit, New York Comic-Con next year. I think we're going to hear major things at San Diego next year.
Yeah. We're going to hear major things this year. Like San Diego is becoming a comic book convention again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why I
This
love
is
COVID. That's what it did for us.
heard it here first. Clip that.
Ted H with a 10 spot. Hydration time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I was today years old to find out that CB was once based in Shanghai scouting Asian comic talent, and he even had a Chinese name. Oh,
Oh,
brother. CB Cebulski, aka Akira Yoshida, my man. You got to learn yourself something about him.
he,
And
he
I'm a
was not
fan.
he was not CB. He was BC, being chilling.
Mm.
Disapproval.
I got Marco's approval. That's all I care about.
It tickles me.
MP with the 499. Hope these changes work out well for Marvel Comics and their staff. DC has been killing it lately, and iron sharpens iron.
Fingers crossed. Hasn't been a soft lead.
It has been a shellacking, and I really hope that this is a step in the very right direction for Marvel. And I have a lot of thoughts on that once we start talking about the editor-in-chief piece, which we're about to do in just a few minutes. If you're having a good time enjoying this conversation so far and the vibes, I need to know it in the chat. What's up? What's up? Let me hear from you. I feel like the three of us haven't been together in like what, a month almost?
Yeah, feels like it.
No, it's just
Probably been 2 weeks, but
it's been
feels
me
like
with
it.
someone.
Pretty much.
Tyler holding it down. What's that
Uh
shirt, Tyler?
Oh, it's the Knicks
Oh, that's funny.
in like Simpson style.
Yeah.
The Space Cowboy EXE with a 10 spot. Hey guys, been a while since I sent a chat, but I'm still sub. Don't worry. Sending some love over and thank you for getting Joel on the show. My man needed to get himself out there again. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Joel was chill though. We had a good rapport with Joel.
Yeah, I like Joe. He was Joel, excuse me. He was good. Yeah, he was fun. Um, I think this move is going to be positive, ultimately. I think it's a good thing.
As much as I hate the New York bit, I at the end of reading everything about it, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That's the right move across the board. Even the CB News, I think, is the right move. And I think that's what's going under the radar because people are making it a joke, but we'll get to it when we get to it.
Some thoughts on that.
So let's talk about that then. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the other side of this major seismic shift. Marvel is not just saying goodbye to New York. They are also saying goodbye, sayonara, to their current editor-in-chief, CB Cebulski. They are making a transition from CB to Stephen Wacker, who is making his big return to Marvel Comics after being gone from editing their books for a few years now. Wacker was there from 2006 to 2022. So he really didn't take too long off. He went over to
Yeah.
do the Three Worlds, Three Moons stuff with Jonathan Hickman and co. and was the premier editor, the primary editor of that. Um, and you know what? I remember seeing that announcement and thinking, oh shit, they got themselves one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I know. I think you and I might be in the same boat, Sean. But like Steve Wacker is my goat editor. um, he did the stuff that I loved. It was like once I knew he was editing book, I'm like, cool, I'm gonna like that book.
His name was associated. He was the first editor whose name was just associated with quality for me.
Yep.
Like his name, I could recognize and go, "Oh, this book's probably gonna be good," or "Oh, I'm not surprised this was good because his name's on it." He edits the kinds of books that I tend to enjoy.
Mhm.
Um, and so seeing him be back in any capacity is very exciting to me. But being back in this kind of a capacity is absolutely seismic.
I I think when we talked about maybe a couple months ago, we were talking about what does Marvel do, and the idea of a new editor in chief came up. I think I like fan casted this. I was like, well, I wonder if this guy would come back, and I was jokingly. Um, so once I saw this, I was like, oh shit, because like I think people don't realize the books he's worked on, specifically Brand New Day era Spider-Man and DC's 52, are editorial miracles. The fact that those were able to come through and be made, and the fact that a guy with skill like that and knows how to manage people like that is now managing the entirety of Marvel Comics is a very, very, very exciting thing for me.
Now, for his part, CB Cebulski was the third longest tenured editor in chief. He got the role in 2017. And a major reason, and I believe he took it from Axel Alonso, who I also really love. But a major reason why he got that role was his ability to talent scout.
Yep.
You know, we owe a lot to CB Cebulski that a lot of people don't necessarily recognize. How about these names? Scotty Young, Pepe Larraz, Marco Cicchetto, Peach Momoko. All really came in because of CB's love of art styles that are not, you know, traditional, quote unquote, or like the bog standard. He loves art and artists from all over the world, and he brought that flair to Marvel before really you could see it at any other publisher.
I think is what I will remember CB as editor in chief for. It's the globalization of art at Marvel Comics, and that's for better or for worse. Because I think yes, it's helped him find amazing talent like the ones you mentioned, but in the efforts of globalizing, a lot of the page rates allegedly aren't the greatest anymore because that money goes further elsewhere. You know, that's the same idea of, you know, of any job market in the US. I don't want to say the globalization of comic book art is also outsourcing, but it also is outsourcing.
Yeah, it is.
So for a business perspective, that is a good business move. But I think that's turned off a lot of artists who maybe are stationed in the US, live in the US, to their rates.
I'm glad it happened. I want Pepe Larraz. He's a superstar. Peach Momoko's a superstar. You know, you got to compete with everybody. This is the internet. This is international. You know, comics aren't limited to when you can send your fucking art into the offices anymore the way they used to be.
Send over your scans.
Yeah, it was always going to happen, and it needed to happen because I don't want us to be limited.
CB is the only editor in my time of reading week to week Marvel comics that I've ever known. So from my perspective, it's going to be interesting to see how that shift is felt, like the direction of books, the book choices, the titles. So you guys have that, you know, change perspective already. But for
This
me,
is your Marvel.
this is my Marvel. This has been my Marvel, right?
Yeah.
Since I've been reading this stuff. Since we since we've done the show, because he picked it up in 2017, and since then I've picked up more and more of Marvel, but only under this regime. So
regime.
Yeah, dude, it's what it is.
It's Dynasty if you're CB. It's the CB Dynasty.
Yeah.
That's funny. I hope if Wacker can do what he did on the era of Marvel that I love across the line, man, get ready to get whacked off, Marco, because it's gonna be some good shit.
Whoa, easy. On Thursday night.
Now, there are probably a lot of people like Marco who don't know much about Steve Wacker, who weren't around during his heyday. And, you know, to those of you, I say, welcome to the Wacker era. He was a part of things that Tyler and I both loved so much. Notably, he was the editor during the Brand New Day era, which was just absolutely incredible. I don't give a fuck what any weirdo Spider-Man fan says. You pull that era of comics up, and I challenge you, I defy you to tell me that those stories weren't excellent.
I'll counter by saying Menace.
Listen, you can't win them all.
But no, I think it took some, like, just the idea of what that era was for Spider-Man comics was insane. What, 5 writers, a weekly book, essentially, at its onset, right? Or thrice monthly.
Thrice monthly.
Yeah. Different writer artist combos, but then you had artists like Marcos Martin being introduced to main audiences around then. Like that's when I remember seeing Marcos Martin. Mickey Niven was on the early side of the things too, like right after Civil War. But man, Joe Kelly kind of jumped in on there. Mark Waid was doing Spider-Man at the time. Like it was the idea that like you can tag in these creative teams and still tell a cohesive story from like the A plot side of things with all these different teams. Like I don't know how that was edited. But then I look at this is the guy who edited 52. So like yeah, he had that skill set. So yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, like let's talk about it. So under his purview, we got such things as Superior Spider-Man.
Your favorite?
Yeah, you well. Hey, actually, I mean it is good. Like I
You've turned
didn't
around
read
on
it
it.
at the time,
Yeah.
but when I actually read it, it's good comics. Um Daredevil, Mark Waid's Daredevil, Mark Waid,
Yep.
Chris Samnee.
That's the one I have a tattoo of. Like it's
Right.
literally one of my favorite comics of all time.
Hawkeye, that legendary
Yep.
Fraction Aha Hawkeye.
Oh,
And then Captain Marvel, the all the Captain Marvels that we were getting at that time.
the Kamala?
He
Yes,
helped
he's a
create
co-creator.
Kamala.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Miss
with
Marvel
Sana,
is one of his babies. Yeah.
with Sana Amanat and G. Willow Wilson, those three together. And then of course I'm blanking on who created the visual.
Adrian Alfano, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And so this is a guy who we can credit with an era of success, and not just the hyper commercial stuff, but
Yeah.
stuff that was also very critically acclaimed. All those books that we just talked about were some of the most critically successful comics of the era.
His Wikipedia doesn't mention it, but he was there for Remender's Venom. He was there for, was it Yost's Scarlet Spider book, that's one of the ones that flies under the radar. Ellis and McKelvey, Ellis and Declan Shalvey on Moon Knight. It's another book by him. Invincible Iron Man, I believe that was the Fraction LaRocca run. Also him. Like
Damn.
it is like it, no joke, banger after banger after banger.
It's funny seeing both Stephen Wacker and CB Cebulski's wikis because they've both been getting updated at the same time. So they've both been last updated 16 hours ago.
That's funny.
The other thing about Steve Wacker that's important to know is, well, I listened to a few Stephen Wacker interviews. There are not a lot. And one thing about him, and we have this in common, is he said he doesn't like books that are described as fun. He talked about how,
Oh,
which is it's funny because when you look at some of the stuff that he produced, right?
Yeah.
But he said that he finds that oftentimes those kinds of books are riddled with jokes that aren't funny and lack an emotional like core. And so I thought that was an interesting little nugget from an interview of his. He also said that his inclination as an editor is when he gets a book, take it in the opposite direction it was going in. So if you'll
interesting.
remember at that time, just before Mark Waid's Daredevil, maybe I don't remember the exact timeline, but you had Shadowland.
Yep.
And that was like the darkest pit. Some people think it was the darkest pit of quality, but it was the darkest time in Daredevil's history, recent history. And then you got Chris Samnee and Mark Waid's Daredevil, which is a completely different vibe.
Yeah. Paulo Rivera too, who launched it with Wade.
Okay.
And it's funny that Daredevil run would then relaunch again, and then Daredevil moved out west.
Right.
So
True.
there was all kind of West Coast Marvel comics at that time.
His agenda was, how can we make Daredevil different? With
Yep.
Punisher, he came on as editor of Punisher when Rucka was doing it and said, listen, man, no character in the history of Marvel Comics has written down more of their thoughts than the Punisher, because every fucking Punisher comic is war journal now. And so we need to get away from that if we can. And Rucka had an idea for that didn't involve, him writing a diary every day.
Yeah.
And it ended up being a great run.
Chichetto. That's the introduction of Chichetto, really,
Yeah.
as well.
Yep.
Even like Hawkeye, a wildly different turn for the character. Some would
Yeah.
argue for the worst because it's almost not the same character anymore, which I think that's a fair argument to be had. But it is that complete shift in the opposite direction. Carol becoming Captain Marvel fully, huge shift. The introduction of Miss Marvel, huge shift for the branding of that character, the name of that. Fucking Venom as Flash Thompson, huge shift for that character. So it's constant huge shifts. Even the visual storytelling that is Mr. Knight as Moon Knight and that idea that Shalvey and Ellis had,
Oh,
huge shift for the character.
okay.
So there is a distinct, like, really, like, just go in the opposite direction, see what happens.
To what Coltrane here is saying, said lots of those Marvel books he was on were big swings. Hope he brings back some balls back to Marvel. Which, based on what you guys are laying out here, feels like I'm willing to make the risk creatively so that we can tell some sort of either cohesive story, something different, or push some boundary, which I feel like if we're using, let's say, a post Krakoa as an example, felt like the opposite. Let's return back to meat and potatoes. And I feel like that was very much the sentiment that was given off versus let's continue to push and do something different. It's let's go back to something familiar and something we know you feel like tastes good.
And it's funny because, like, at the time you mentioned X-Men, that was persona non grata at this time in Marvel. So, like, I don't think, like, I don't know what his take on the X-Men would be and on the idea of that line. That's exciting for me.
Yeah, I don't feel like he really even touched that line
No.
in general. So that is, yeah. He also had ideas of his own though for stories. 1 Month to Live was a comic book that was a weird one because it's not really about any one particular known superhero. It's actually about a random dude
Yeah.
who has powers but is dying of, I believe, cancer and only has a month to live. Um the idea was conceived by Steve Wacker because his mom was dying of cancer or whatever. And he brought on Rick Remender, Stuart Moore, John Ostrander, and Rob Williams to tell the story, and they won an award for this. It was a sort of a big deal, under the radar from a fan perspective. I've never read it, but it was a relevant story that a lot of people got a lot out of, and that was Wacker's idea.
Yeah. And
Um,
also Remender at the time, we talk
yes,
about, like, Remender's heyday at Marvel was under Stephen Wacker.
yeah,
And I'd be like, I know Remender has expressly stated, never going back there. If there was ever a time where somebody might be able to convince him, I think that's now. I don't think it's going to happen, but this is as close as we're going to get to it.
this is the
Yep.
only shot. Um, did we get this? Chop Harder Alchemist Comics Pals VI Pal member for 19 whole months. My brother.
Wepa.
The whole fam is back together again. Much love to all the pals and Discord peeps. Well, hey, we're missing Chris. We're missing BJ. We're missing Pete. We got fam all over the place, brother. We are major. The Comics Pals family is big now. I love it. Lex
Growing.
Luthor with
Whoa.
1999.
Whoa.
He's
Wow.
here.
He's
Holy
rich
shit.
and he's dropping some of those comics bucks on us. I'm surprised this money is not going to more research on how to kill Superman with kryptonite, but I'll take it.
I mean, making Marvel better is the way.
Yeah. Sup, pals? Finally able to make another stream and can't wait to see the changes that come with Wacker. Me neither. I'm actually really excited about this.
Thank you so
Really,
much.
really pumped. Welcome Gavin Gidry, who is here with us. Thank you for being here, Gavin. Comics are dope says, I'm really excited for this new era of Marvel. Not because I know anything about Wacker, but because Marvel desperately needs to be refreshed.
Hell yeah, dude. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's where I'm at.
Steve Wacker also well known and regarded for women forward comics, for comics that
Yeah.
are pushing boundaries when it comes to the women, getting those books on stands, getting them prominence again. Big time responsible for Miss Marvel and for Captain Marvel. When I say Captain Marvel, of course, we're talking about Carol Danvers and her becoming that character, and all that, her rise. Those were things that happened under his guidance and his leadership because they were important to him.
Yeah.
And that definitely set a tone for Marvel, I think, that we would go on to experience for years. You talk about miniseries like the Black Widow miniseries that we got
Ooh,
around that time, which was excellent.
the Phil Noto one.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I forgot about that book, dude.
Uh,
Electra, was he around the time too?
Elektra. That is one of my favorite Marvel miniseries of all time.
It's
I
Del
love
Mundo,
that
right?
series. Yeah, I believe it's Del
Or
Mundo, and
yeah. Oh
um
man.
I'm blanking on the writer though. And I love this guy actually. He needs to do more. But you think about, and I'm not saying he edited these or is credited with these in any way. I'm talking about an ideology. I'm talking about something that opened doors for Marvel to do more of that stuff. And I think it's reasonable to give Steve Wacker some of that credit.
Hayden Blackman.
Hayden
Yeah,
Blackman,
yeah.
yes.
He took
Yo, that
over
was,
Batwoman as well. Yeah.
yep,
I
that was
I
one of my guys.
I typed in Electra Mike Del Mundo, and the AI overview responded to me in Spanish.
Yep. That's how good that is. Del Mundo. It was like, oh, we're talking about the World Cup. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The biggest proponent on the podcast of AI encounters the dumbness of AI.
It hallucinated. It's okay. It happens.
No, that's it shouldn't at all. Never mind. Never mind.
The only time I hallucinate, never mind. Um, so those are all I would say, like the positives. It seems like Steve Wacker is willing to think differently about comics.
Yeah.
He's willing to try new things out. He's willing to shake things up. And when I look at Marvel, and you guys have been hearing me say this for years, it didn't just start. My perspective did not start this year. I've been saying for years that this is the most risk averse I have ever seen Marvel in my time reading. This is the most cookie cutter I have ever seen Marvel in my time reading. And now we're saying there's a guy coming in who was there during the era when Marvel was taking chances and
Yep.
taking risks and being crazy.
One of the
And
leaders of it.
Yeah.
he was also really close to Sana Anima as well, who they both left the comics and went into the film and animation side of things. So I'd be curious to see if maybe she follows suit back into the comic space.
Oh, I didn't even know
she,
I didn't know what she went on to do. That's cool.
I believe she started working with like the TV and movie side of things.
Mm.
Because she was great as well. Like I remember, Sean, we were probably before we even knew each other, both at the same New York Comic Con panels, where Steve Wacker was there, Son Anima was there, the Carol Corps were in the front row. Like that was big times. I mean, it was the Tumblr era of Marvel too, but like they were like the vibes were good. It was very much New York City, summer 2026 vibes at Marvel around that time.
Not that can't be that good.
It was pretty fun, Marco. I gotta say, like, there's some good shit then.
Now, it's not all sunshine and roses with Mr. Wacker. There are some items that we must discuss that do not necessarily paint him in the best light.
Mm.
And of course, because we are an honest show, we must get into all of this. So we've got to handle the muck as well. Good thing Marco's here today.
Ready for my hole.
Oh,
wow. You want
Macro's muck
hole?
hole. Branded.
Damn, dude. But Sebastian, how do you become the #1 comics fan listening to this podcast? This
kind of number
right.
one.
You tune into this for like a year straight, and I guarantee you, or your money back, you will become the #1 comics fan. Number one in the world.
Especially the #1 fan named Sebastian too.
Yeah. You know what? The card is right here too. It pops up. We have it. It'll come in the mail at your year anniversary.
But before we do that, I want to take an opportunity to celebrate our listeners, the people who make this possible every single week. You guys, the audience, those of you who are on our Patreon page, patreon.com/thecomicspals, who support us. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. And I just want to shout you out real quick. Special shout out to our pals vs. Legends, the Hound of Justice, Atomic Hound, Starcross Catherine Stars, the Spear of Judgment, Jay's Jumble, Safe Haven, Hayden's Hideout, Jesse and the Juggernaut, Kyle the Zenith Flare, Panda v Panda, Ted Wong, Adam Solis Smith, Sam the Last Young Renegade, Entertain Me, Peter Living Lightning Electrics, Shalom, Paladin Warburg, Jamzilla, the Party Animal, Cosm, Dread of the Cosmos, Chris the Cure Coleman, Brian Acosta, who is the next person who will be getting an origin after today, because today we do have a new one. And thank you to Pals vs. Members, Brian Demolished, Del Pozo, Kefas the Incorruptible, Momentum Mike Elliott, Dan the Truth Trudeau, Marley Manistorm, Slow Flow Dameron, Christian Uncaged, The Spear of Justice, Izzy's Issues, Robert Runback, Catch It Back, James Just Jamming Jones, Paul Powerhouse Smith, Neon Knight, the Cosmic Avenger, BJ Kicks of Comics Are Dope, The Grand Alchemist, Chop Heart Alchemist, and John Barrier B. If you didn't hear your name and you're supposed to, you will a little later, including a new origin for Patrick Zay, which I am very excited about.
He has the power to make people outside.
Maybe.
Just brings him, just teleports. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's like a video game. You can't get into your house. There's like invisible walls now.
Yeah. Or he just hypes everybody up.
So, what's the downside of Mr. Wacker? What is the downside? And by the way, we've got over 160 of you here with us. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. Let's get into it. 2 bits. And let's start with the one that I think is less egregious, less problematic, if you will. It's an argument between Stephen Wacker and Mr. J. Michael Straczynski, one of my favorite writers. This happened in 2011, December 2011.
Later than I thought.
15 years ago, mind you.
Yo, that's so crazy that you said that. And why would you? That makes me sad. And it starts in a very simple way. So for those of you who don't know, J. Michael Straczynski was the writer of Amazing Spider-Man for a good chunk of the 2000s. Told such incredible stories as Sins Past.
That's legit for you, though.
It is. And was the writer of, though you wouldn't know it if you actually just look at the credits page on the book, but he was the writer of One More Day, which is probably the most notable Spider-Man story in modern history, but it is reviled for doing something that people hate, which is breaking up the marriage between Peter and MJ. Call it cruel or call it business, but J. Michael Straczynski's only agenda in taking on Spider-Man was to reunite Mary Jane and Peter Parker and make the relationship stronger than ever.
Aw.
So, of course, Marvel asked that same man to dismantle the marriage at the end of his run. Sour grapes he may have had in 2011 when he posted on Facebook an image of a sales chart that showcases the numbers of copies sold per issue of Amazing Spider-Man from January 2008, when JMS was off the book, or around when he was off the book, to May of 2010 when he was distinctly gone and we were in the Brand New Day era. We went from 97,000 copies sold at the top end down to a bottom, according to this chart, of around 55,000 copies sold, 56K copies sold. The man posted that and said, "Sales on Amazing Spider-Man since my departure, just saying."
That's crazy. That's some
on
salt.
Facebook. That's a very dated thing to do.
No.
Yeah, on Facebook.
In my group.
I feel like of all the social media places where you go to be cunty, Facebook is like the top one.
Because it was very like siloed, like you couldn't really escape. Your post would not escape containment because it was like only limited to your friends.
Yeah.
Unless it was, do you know if it was his personal Facebook or was it like a Facebook page?
It was his.
It was his. Okay.
Facebook.
So yeah, that's going to a select group of people.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Although Facebook recommends me to add comic book creators as actual, like their actual personal accounts all the time. It's like, hey, do you want to be
Me
friends with
too.
Daniel Warren Johnson? Oh, it's Tom King's birthday yesterday. You know,
You
that's
know?
what I get. But
um Now, Stephen Wacker is not one to take things lying down. As the editor of Amazing Spider-Man at that time, he was not happy with these comments. And so this is what he had to say. An excellent post, JMS. Out of context, out of date, and full out of the blue meme. Everyone on Amazing Spider-Man currently respects your years on the book. And as editor, I've said so many times in interviews and in the letter column. But seriously, this is about as creepy and low of a move as a former writer can pull on another group of creators, many of whom didn't have the luxury you had of ducking out of controversy.
Oh,
Due to the team's hard work, Amazing Spider-Man is still one of the best-selling, best-performing comics around. And thanks to them, 130 plus on-time issues of Amazing Spider-Man have come out since you left, which certainly helps mitigate the softening of the entire comics market that you're apparently willing to ignore. Yes, you are one of the bigger names in comics in the comics industry. Congratulations. You've earned the title. It's a shame, though, that the title doesn't come with more class. Just
oh,
saying.
he
damn.
kind of fucking clocked his fucking shit right there.
Clapped his cheeks.
Now, this conversation, this beef, this argument would go on for a little while. They both wrote diatribes for each other, and I am not about to sit here and read them.
I'm envisioning the Facebook
Yeah,
comment,
yeah.
the fucking
And
the
all
thread
the
that goes.
likes on it. This is before reactions.
Yeah,
It was just likes.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're not sure where Joe's coming from with this, here's something that may illuminate it for you. I have always made it very clear that when I came on aboard ASM, I brought Peter and MJ back together because I liked writing them as a married couple. I made equally clear that the decision to unmarry them and, in the same brushstroke, eliminate virtually every story I'd written during those 8 years was an editorial mandate, not my choice. I would have been happy to continue writing them married until the sun went out. Marvel wanted to unmarry them. That's your choice and your right. At no point did I duck out of anything. If you think I did, back it up. What are you referring to? He then goes on to talk about the numbers and how they're probably true, but if they're not, then why isn't Wacker defending that? Why is he only taking pot shots? Wacker responds, he's got more heat for JMS, and calls him out for lying about just being casual about this post, because it's not a casual post at all, very obviously. But then someone stepped in who cut through all the bullshit and said it like it is. And I'm not surprised it was this person. It was Mark Waid.
No. Oh no.
Who would have been a writer on ASM during Brand New Day under Wacker?
And so was Dan Slott, who reached out to Joe privately and spoke to him about this, and they had a decent conversation. Dan Slott jumped into this and said hugs for everyone.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
Mark Waid had no hugs for anyone.
No, he has smoke for everyone.
He said, dick move, Joe. Flat out a dick move, and you know it. Either your point was to show people how awesome you were, or to show people how things have deteriorated since your absence. There's no other way to interpret your post. None. Are you really that hard up for approbation and fan love that you can't rise above that sort of shit? I understand Wacker's frustration. Maybe he overreacted a bit in the way that good friends do react when they perceive their friends and employees being attacked by a bitter man with a bottomless ego. But you made the first move, and it was a dick move. And if anyone doubted you were doing anything other than informational purposes, adding just saying was the snarktacular icing on the cake. No one says just saying unless they're doing the exact opposite of just saying.
Snarktacular. What a fucking word.
We don't get this shit anymore.
Dude, but the last line is the greatest line. I laughed. I howled when I read this. Half an hour later, still fuming at JMS's shitty passive aggressiveness. I should probably go walk it off. Maybe a long walk. A long, dull, pointless, boring walk across America that I won't finish.
Yo.
Marco, do you know what that's a reference to?
I don't.
That's literally a reference to JMS's Superman run, which is Grounded, the Grounded storyline, which was panned across the board. Everyone was like, yo, this is booty cheeks. Yo, Mark Wade, he's one of my goats. That only cements it.
Dude, that was an evisceration. I fucking love that. That is a man after my heart.
Oh,
That is
it's
the
so
kind
good.
of shit that I live to do. Wow.
Also, I do like how Wacker was like, no, I'm gonna fucking stick up for my team.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that's a good
yeah.
leader, I think. Even though like I don't think we need to be doing that on Facebook, but like this is when there was containment and it wasn't as public. So you'd have actual spats like this. Sure,
A
like
lot of
Bleeding
the
Cool
yeah.
or the forums would get it somehow. But yeah, it's not X where it's public. Oh, shit, I just said X. It's not Twitter where it's public.
Oh,
So
A lot of times these conversations, and even to this day, to some degree, when they happen, they're happening between all friends. Like most of the people who saw this are
yeah,
probably friends of Joe, friends of Steve, friends of Mark. That's how they see this in the first place.
yeah.
this is
Um,
why JMS's Thor ends on a one shot special.
yeah, I mean, he was furious. He was furious. There's no way
Yeah,
around it. He was bitter about what happened to him. So I included this in a section about the downside of Wacker because there will be some people who side with JMS. That's just how it is. I don't. I think
Mm,
JMS was being an asshole here, and I think he
yeah,
he knew what
yeah.
he was doing,
yeah.
and he did it maliciously, and he probably didn't intend to hurt the creators when he did it, but he definitely did intend to suck his own dick and make Marvel look bad, and that is going to make the creators look bad because they're the ones making the fucking comic book.
Right
Yeah,
after him.
Fox Tastic says, but JMS wasn't wrong. He might be factually correct on numbers, but it doesn't mean you're not an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Or that you're not beholden to the consequences of that.
Yeah.
And the consequences were Mark Wade fucking cooking your ass.
Yeah, it's just straight up not a good look. You can be right all day long, but being right doesn't you don't like he could have chuckled to himself about those numbers and kept it pushing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
doing this, putting it in the public forum like that, it makes certain people look bad who are probably your friends, dude.
Yep.
And I don't
Well,
think that
what?
was called
Literally, Mark Wade is his friend on Facebook for him to be able to comment on this.
Yeah.
right. Like,
And Gavin Guidry says I was on a panel with Mark last weekend. I wish I had this in my pocket. Next panel you're on with him.
yeah, I'm sure it won't be the last panel you're on with Mark Wade. Um, Unbelievable. And we were going through a recession. The book was shipping 3 times a month. That means it was costing you 3 times as much money
Yeah,
to
Marco.
read Amazing Spider-Man as it did in the JMS era.
Holy
We're
shit.
complaining about it being twice monthly. It was more back then. To be fair, it was $2.99, I think.
Yeah.
So like maybe money wise, it kind of lines up right now. But
There were also other Amazing Spider-Man books that, if I remember correctly, got shuttered for this to happen. So
sure,
there was was it Avenging? I forget what their titles were.
there was
Spectacular
Avenging.
and
Yeah,
Avenging, maybe.
Spectacular wasn't being published at the time, but Avenging would be later on.
And they got rid of those two to make this happen 3 times a month. And there are a lot of people who are going to see that and jump off board. Of course
Yeah,
there are.
yeah.
Brand New Day was a jumping off point for thousands of fans of Spider-Man.
Jumping
But
on for me.
it's not because of the quality of the books necessarily. It's because something just happened that pissed them the fuck off.
Yep.
What the hell? The same reason JMS left the book is the reason why fans left the book. Use your fucking head. That has nothing to do with quality. Friendly Neighborhood.
That's the one. Yeah.
Sensational and Friendly Neighborhood.
Yeah.
Thank you, Foxtastic. Okay, so I think we all understand that piece, whether you agree with him or not. That's what Steve Wacker did in that case. Here's another one that is much more egregious and definitely will have people thinking of him differently. So in 2022, which is unfortunately not that long ago, but getting longer ago, Ethan Van Sciver, a name that, fan of the show,
Subscriber.
regular
Yeah,
listener,
yeah.
subscriber. He was in an argument with Dan Slott on social, and said some dumb shit. I don't care what he said. That's not the point of this. Valerie D'Orazio, who is a comic book writer, who's written other things. She's a writer. Um, she responded to EVS's garbage and said, it's funny. One of the editors Slot worked with all the time began groping me under my shirt in the middle of the workday. But he was a feminist, so I guess it was okay. Um, that's a vague tweet that we didn't know who she was talking about. So we didn't know how to pursue that. In 2023, she followed up. She said, in an effort to clear up some other stuff, in 2003, in the offices of DC Comics, my coworker Steve Wacker was standing behind my chair as we both looked at color proofs on screen. He suddenly put his hand under my shirt collar, over the skin of my back, near my bra strap. Steve's hand stopped moving south down the skin of my back, under my shirt, when I guess he realized he fucked up. Everything in that office became completely silent. I was frozen. Longest several minutes of my life. Then he retracted his hands and acted like nothing happened. I had been harassed in the industry, but I had never been actually physically touched, and it kind of fucked me up. Years later, Steve invited me to pitch for Marvel. At that point, he was known for spearheading women-friendly content at the company. Steve told me exactly what I should pitch, a manga-influenced version of Cloak and Dagger for young women. He also encouraged me to feature a lesbian storyline in it because it would attract attention and appeal to that market. Around the time I was having lunches with Steve about this, I was also feeling fucked up because I remembered what had happened in my office in 2003. I had always made an excuse in my mind for it, like it never happened. But finally, I told my then boyfriend about it. When I explained what happened in that office between me and Steve, my boyfriend said it was assault. Shortly after that, I discussed it with my therapist, who reiterated what my boyfriend had said. And Steve, of course, in addition to editing a notable run of Amazing Spider-Man with Dan Slott, is known as one of the groundbreaking female positive editors at Marvel, partially responsible for the equality in comic narratives we see now. Wasn't he involved with Miss Marvel too? And was it assault? Was what Eddie Berganza was accused of, which led to his dismissal from DC, worse than that? Are
Well,
all these things holdovers from an earlier time in the world of business where this stuff was commonplace? I don't know how to definitively answer that, but here's one thing I do know. Probably shouldn't be self-righteous about topics like sexism and feminism if you yourself have stuff hiding in your own closet. Wow.
Damn.
do you have the updates, Sean?
I do, but I wanted
Yeah.
us to sit and respond to that piece if we want.
It's a it is a horrible experience
Yeah.
for that to happen to a woman, an editor, a fellow
She was a writer.
employee.
She was a writer at the time.
Oh,
He
it's
would have
right
been
at the time.
editing. He would have been a lowly editor at DC at the time while she was
Yeah.
writing at DC.
So, regardless, not the work experience, the work conditions that you try to embody, that you espouse and then say, turn around and say, I'm one of the good guys. So from that end, appalling and disgusting. Like that's not a, it is not uh, a good look on his part. And worse that this is coming up now, obviously with his hire here. And so the best thing that we could hope for, I guess, is this is shit that if he can't be held to the fire now, won't ever happen again. Because that is the worst case scenario, is that this becomes a sex pest situation.
Yeah, I mean, this is rough because, like, at minimum, it's a workplace HR violation.
Yeah.
That's bad. But I don't want to be like, there's nothing else that's come out about him, because there hasn't, you know? And there is I don't want to see a recanting of her 2023 post, but she softened on the idea of it, and Sean will get to that. But also, like, this is in response to an EVS thread where, like, you're talking about a guy, like, you're okay with that guy, apparently. And that's where this is coming out, like, who has been much worse historically. Man, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. You want to believe women, and I do, but the context of when this comes up as a dog pile on Dan Slott, which was in, I believe, response to Dan Slott supporting Heather Antos and the milkshake stuff, because usually that's where Dan Slott's flack would come from. It's a smorgasbord of bullshit across the board that makes social media really bad. And it's tough, man. It shouldn't have happened at all. But it's weird. It's weird.
My perspective on this is pretty simple. She comes across as very credible in her initial story and in the clarification story, which I would say for me didn't, and we'll get into it in just a second, doesn't necessarily walk it back. It just clarifies it in a way that, brings more to it, brings more life to the story, I guess. Um, I find that she wasn't defending EVS. She was kind of like using this as
Oh,
her
yeah.
springboard to make her own statement about what happened to her. Um, but there's no implication on her part that Dan was aware of it
Yeah.
or that he was involved or anything like that. Um, Now, if it's true, which again I believe it is, um, this dude needs to address her comments, and he
Mm.
probably won't, and
Yeah,
that's
no.
not fucking cool to me at all. And this is the kind of stuff that we cannot and do not stand for. Um, uh, in this country, we can't stand for it anymore. This has
Yeah.
to stop. And if he caught himself, if he realized what he was doing and stopped himself, that's great. I don't understand why an apology wasn't accompanied with that. I don't understand why he was such a
Well,
yeah.
we don't know if there wasn't an apology. It might not have just been public.
I mean,
She doesn't.
she's the storyteller here. If he did this to her, she's saying he didn't. She's not saying he apologized.
Yeah,
I'm
she
assuming
doesn't
she
make.
would if he did.
Didn't she say that in the follow up? Like, essentially, like, he misread the cues and thought it was like a flirtation time, and then when he realized it wasn't, he pulled back.
Yeah, but
And
that's not an apology.
I thought she was tweeting and deleting too, so there's some stuff as well that is strange. But yeah, it's you don't do that in the workplace. You don't shit where you eat, minimum, let alone without any kind of clear consent.
It's cut and dry. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's no way around that. Let's read her clarification.
sure.
The shirt thing, which took place around 2000. Oh, and by the way, this was written just the other day. This was
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
written yesterday,
Yeah.
in the middle of the day. The shirt thing, which took place around 2003, in which he was about to physically flirt in the office and then was like, "Oh fuck, I misinterpreted, didn't receive the mating signal, and quietly retreated," did happen. Though placed in the overall context of the entire tableau of the banana stuff I have encountered with men
yeah,
over the past 35 years, it does not rank within the worst 10 or perhaps even not keen 15 of my overall bleh experiences. She goes on to describe them. That's not needed for the show.
yeah,
Um, the part I mentioned in the thread about the apparent new editor-in-chief of Marvel suggesting to me back in 2007 that I perhaps should market the lesbian angle, even though I'm not a lesbian. Let's face facts, folks. I'm not conventionally feminine woman. I'm just not. It's not a look. It's like an energy. And many, many, many people over the years have assumed to make sense of it that I'm a lesbian, not because they're bad people, but because they're literally trying to make sense of who I am. Having experienced the entire process and scope of the feminism and comics movement for a number of years, to say it has been an imperfect mixed bag would be an understatement. But here's the larger truth: shit is complicated in life. That is, shit is complicated. It is not absolute. You may seek some sort of absolute justice, this pinnacle where all the goods and bads are clearly labeled and sported and people are condemned for eternity, it's not going to happen because it's just not how life is. Behavior you may condemn in one person may get honestly overlooked when it's your friend, not because you're a bad person, but because you're a human trying to make sense of all this crap. And this is why I gave up on this super idealistic feminist justice quest. Well, that, and because they literally told me I was too masculine to be a spokesperson for them, blah, 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 blah. That's essentially what her statement is. And that's it. I have no enmity towards Steve Wacker, and I hope his new gig works out. Not so much because I'm this enlightened person, but because I'm tired. And my favorite
Yep.
lost media YouTuber just uploaded a new video, and I'm now distracted. Um,
It,
she
it
also says that
yeah, okay.
Wacker was never her boss at DC. They were originally assistants, and he had recently gotten promoted. So we worked in the same editorial office, but I did not report to him.
Okay. So balance of power is not power
Colleagues.
dynamic is not involved,
Sure.
which would add a different shading to it. Yeah.
I think clarifications here aside, it felt like originally without the context, and we had chatted about it in the Discord a bit, but it felt like a clarification that maybe wasn't needed, but I think it's important to resurface the issue for people who are unfamiliar with the matter. Which, after some more digging, I found the Reddit posts, her chronology of other experiences, and so the sum total of this being what it seems to her as a misinterpretation of some sort of flirtation in the office, and his action net bad move, disrespectful, should be addressed at least privately
Yeah.
to her at the
It's not
very
going to,
least.
it unfortunately will not be addressed publicly.
And I yeah, I and uh who knows even if it'll be addressed
Yeah.
privately, right? Like, so, but I think that at the very least of context, I don't think uh gets him off the rope. But it also doesn't seem like this is and I think Tyler, you mentioned, there doesn't seem like there's a history necessarily. This
Yeah.
was a wrong context, a bad action, and where he felt he had the space to do that. Bad move. Say something to her so that way this can at the very least on a personal level be resolved, whether or not need to be in a public forum.
Yeah. And the Great Devlin here says not defending his behavior or not believing victims. Why bring this up and then shoot the same guy bail? She had brought this up in 2022, 2023. This is Stephen Wacker was essentially not in comics at that point. So this is just her kind of airing her grievances online. I don't think she had not the 3 or 4 sight to know he'd become editor in chief at Marvel. And the only reason this is coming back up again is because somebody saw that and put it on Reddit. So this is her
Yeah.
kind of getting ahead of that because that's still out there. And I think based on her clarifications and her, more recent things is her image of what happened has softened since then. Maybe because the context of her feeling bad about it at the time was because her boyfriend at the time was telling her like, oh, this was assault. And like that kind of the way she describes it is that might have colored her judgment on the matter. But then she clarifies, oh, that same boyfriend might have want him doing worse things to me. So like this poor woman has had horrible experiences with men. And I feel for that. That is not good across the board. But I think like she's even said, she's like, I don't want, like, this is why I'm a little weird talking about it because like she said she doesn't want to be the spokeswoman for any of this. But it's the internet, sorry. So yeah, it's messy across the board. But
And
unfortunately, I don't see this being addressed anywhere.
just a last piece on that, like the that she brought this to light as something that needs to be known. I think also for her part, there could have been a situation where she didn't do that. So at the very least, this is now knowledge about this individual, and at best, other editors who are women can be mindful of this. Like there's an awareness that this has happened. It doesn't seem to be a trend necessarily,
Yeah.
but just like hey, this is my experience. Should this be needed for a woman's protection, which sucks in the first place?
Riley Jin
It's a good point.
asks, is she still writing? She could also be softening because fear of not getting work. There's and thank you for being here. I haven't seen your name before that I can recall. Appreciate you. And you also mentioned earlier, as a woman listener, thank you for talking about this. We never would or will shy away from a subject like this. Regardless of how uncomfortable it is, this is
Yeah.
what we have to do. Is she still writing? That I have to assume, because I don't know for a fact, but I have to assume that she is. But I don't know that she's writing comics at this point. I literally don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, and she is promoting a novel right now, a 3-part novel that's not in comics. So, um, that's all I have to say about that, unfortunately. But I hope that that's not the reason. I hope it's not work related. I hope this is how she genuinely feels. Um, just because for her sake, I want her to be okay. You know, this post comes across as somebody who has, reflected upon something that happened to them, that was uncomfortable and wrong. And there's an element of maybe defeatedness, knowing that there's never going to be
Yeah.
like justice, if you will. Um, but also an acknowledgement of, look, this happened a long time ago. This person, misread a situation. Human beings make mistakes, shit happens. She can have that perspective, and that's valid. My perspective is I really think this dude needs to apologize at the very least to her, because it's fucked up to do something like this and try to sweep it under the rug. But beyond that, nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to
No.
happen. He's not going to not get the job because of this. He's not going to come out with a statement as a result of this. Nothing's going to happen. So we are left with the feeling of, how do we deal with that for ourselves?
Yeah.
And I guess for me, what I'm choosing to do is keep my spider senses up, if you will,
Yeah.
when it
Yeah.
comes to any type of thing that anyone says about this dude. If another statement comes out, if someone else has an
Yeah.
experience,
Yeah.
then it's like, all right, we're dealing with a motherfucking pest.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's a lot like, I don't want to like make this, ticks on a board, but this is the only one. And there really shouldn't be. And, at minimum, he misjudged a flirtation, and that's still, you don't do it in the fucking workplace. But he has had very public, positive relationships with women in comics since then. Like his relationship, not like romantic relationships, but like his relationship, with Sana Amanat and Kelly Sue DeConnick and spearheading books like that. So like, not to be like, oh, here's the good stuff that outweighs the bad, but definitely if there is more that comes out, then it's just like, oh, it's another Joss Whedon situation. And I think being a Buffy head like I am aware that this is a thing.
It's not a trend.
You don't fucking put your hands on people who don't want it, dude. Like, it's
Yeah.
just the fact that that doesn't go without saying. Like, what are these people being taught? Who's raising these fucking people?
That's crazy.
Like,
2003. Damn, bro.
2002,
yeah,
but yeah.
Yeah.
it's insane. Um, and yeah, I agree with Dan. This is why us guys have to do our part to make sure the culture changes. Women shouldn't have to live like this. I
Yeah.
completely agree.
Especially in the workplace. Yeah.
No one should be harassed sexually or otherwise, and keep your hands to yourself. I understand the idea of misinterpreting flirtation. I think we've probably all been there. But if you keep your hands to yourself, right, it's really easy not to make someone feel physically uncomfortable, and ask if they're into it.
Literally ask. That's the first thing that those fucking HR things say. Ask, you get denied, boom, done, you're safe.
Yeah,
I got to take my training. I forgot to do that.
you need it.
I work in IT. I just all dudes. I'm fine.
Oh my God. Riley Jin 707 with the 999. No message. Thank you so much. If you do happen to want to leave a message, you can, and we'll read it. Thank you. Really appreciate that. The great Devlin says this isn't an easy interpretation, especially decades later, not being in the room, and the fact that they might have confronted this privately. We can
Possible.
only go by what we know, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
We
possible.
can only go by what we know. Um, Final thoughts on our side before we open up the phones.
Oh, are we not going to talk about CB in Asia?
I was about to say
Oh, right, CB in Asia.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
Eastmaster returns west.
Oh no,
The
Or no,
East
the
no, all the way
Master
the
around.
Westmaster
returns.
returns east. Yeah.
Uh, he is CB Cebulski is being shipped off. Um, as a part of the as a part of this announcement, CB is being moved from the position of editor in chief over to Asia. CB Cebulski is going to be focusing on Asian expansion. He said, I'm incredibly proud of everything we've accomplished at Marvel Comics during my time as editor in chief, and I'm excited for this new role the leadership team has created for me. I'm looking forward to pursuing new opportunities across Asia while staying close to Steve and Marvel's brilliant publishing team. We're all like family to me. He's going to be leading more of a manga approach that Marvel wants to spearhead and start. They're giving him that responsibility. Um, and I think that's fine. I think that's great. We just heard about the Marvel manga anniversary stuff that
Yep.
they're doing,
Yeah,
where
Yep.
we
yeah.
talked
September.
about is there going to be more? What is this? I don't know that this. I don't personally think that this transition was in mind when that was announced. But certainly now that we know what's going to happen with CB, I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see that expanded upon, and we're going to see
Mm,
Peach's involvement.
People are saying this is demotion for CB, and on paper it is. But to be honest, I think this is honestly the best use of it. If they do have plans to expand manga and expand their footprint in the APAC region, uh, Asian
yeah.
Pacific, what's the AC stand for?
Uh, I don't remember.
Yeah, but
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
not APAC, not AIPAC, different. We're not talking about that one. But yeah, like this is where he's supposed to be. Like there's something warm, and like I know people want to put this like real negative sheen on CB Cebulski. Every time I've seen him and I've seen people talk about him, he's a good dude who maybe didn't realize what he was doing at the time was cultural appropriation. Like this literally like I know guys like this, like weeaboos that are just so into Asian culture, but it's not in a negative way. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not a fetishistic way. Like, it's just what makes him happy. And like seeing him, this was like, like a sheepdog that was in Queens who gets found in a shelter in a pound, right? And they're just about to put him down, and instead, a farmer stops by, adopts him, and he gets to go out to the farm. CB is where he wants to be at this point. And I think like there's a part of it is like this kind of warm and fuzzy seeing him get to do what he wants to do. In a section of comics that I think Marvel should be focusing on because DC is not. And I think there is an appetite for this type of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the other, so beyond the manga initiative, which I personally don't quite think the anniversary is necessarily uh the gateway to that, because my understanding of this role is to expand Marvel's presence in Asia, as opposed to sort of bring the flavors of manga back to the States. I think there's gonna be some sort of connective tissue.
Mm.
But what I was
Huh.
thinking with this is more so expanding the subscriber base within the formats that exist in Asia. At the beginning of this year, I don't think we covered it, but Disney bought a 2% stake in Webtoon,
Yeah.
so under Naver, which is why they had that partnership with Star Wars and with Alien and with all that stuff under Webtoons. And so the way I'm seeing this is there's a play there for the format that is dominant for comics in Asia, which is the scrollable format, as well as manga. And Akira is the best positioned person to be able to drive both of those initiatives, the continued expansion of webtoons with Marvel branding, with Marvel IP, and also try to test out the manga market, which I think is going to be a harder ask than would be the continued expansion and proliferation of webtoons at the moment.
I mean, people mentioned like he did lie. I forgot about that part. Him lying about being Akira Yoshida. Like I remember the Akira Yoshida part, but I forgot he was editor at the time. So like that is shady. Um, but yeah, man, I think Rafael Feliciano Padua mentions. I just wish they hire an actual Asian person instead of CB. Controversy aside, they have so many Filipino talent right now. Why not just tap those people? A lot of the talent was scouted by CB. You know, like
But it's
I
art.
keep,
It's not.
it's art as
leadership
well. Yeah,
positions.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And CB is like, as much as like I agree, it would be great to have somebody Asian maybe in that role. But CB's relationships with the Asian market are extensive. With like even like look at the artist that's going to be on Philip Kennedy Johnson's Midnight Spider-Man. I believe that's a Filipino artist as well, like who's not had comic book experience. That's a big deal. Like that's the kind of skill set that CB has that I think would work tremendously well in this role if Marvel actually decides to do something with it.
So, regarding CB Cebulski, I've always been a fan of his. I think he is great for comics. The Akira Yoshida thing is weird as fuck, but I think context is often missing for people. Why did he do that? Akira Yoshida did, or excuse me, CB Cebulski did not create Akira Yoshida because he was desperate to take the job of an Asian man, right? He didn't do it because he wants to be an Asian man. He did it because he loves that culture, and it was the only way for him to get a job writing Marvel comics. He was an editor at that time, and at that time, you couldn't be a writer and an editor at Marvel, just wasn't a thing. And so, in order for him to get to write comics, that was what he had to do. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying that it's wonderful to culturally appropriate or whatever. I'm saying that in the mid 2000s, when we were way less sensitive and aware and everything else, a probably ignorant to all of this shit white dude was desperate to write comics and did whatever he had to do to get that job.
He just needed to use a fake name, and it just so happened to be that his knowledge was in Asian culture. Like it's not good. It's a fire-worthy offense. Let's be completely real. Like just from like a business standpoint, you're doing some real shady shit there. That's like saying, I'm a vendor that my company is going to then pay. Like that's bad. That's essentially
sure.
what that is.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
Who knows if if an Akira Yoshida script dropped on another editor's desk that maybe CB put there, like shady shit like that could be there. And yes, he might have taken a job from somebody else, maybe not somebody Asian, but somebody else maybe could have written a Wolverine book at the time. That being said, I don't think it was malicious. And that's kind of where I land on it.
He's a fucking weeb.
Yeah, he's the guy in the anime club who had the gloves on and played in Smash Brothers with you. You know what I mean?
We're sitting next to Mr. Marco Animoto right now.
Hey, let's go. That's why I did it. Cultural appropriation.
See?
Clip that.
Marco's all about that shit.
That's right. Fucking Weeb Central.
Do you guys think that he'll go by Akira when he's in Japan? Like just on the low?
No way, dude.
Call me like Akira-san, Yoshida-san.
Unless he comes back and he like goes back to the same sort of town that he was at when he was living, and everyone's like, Akira, you're back.
Akira.
Yeah. He's like, I'm home.
Yeah. It's Thanos in Endgame, just like on the field.
Yeah.
Just tending to his crops.
CW Gordon says, has anyone ever read any Yoshida work? Yes. It is not good. X-Men Fantastic Four, I think X4 he made. That shit was ass. I remember buying that because I thought it was super cool that they were teamed up. And yeah, not good at all.
No, not Yoshida Sensei. Roosevelt with the $5 says sounds more like he had plans to move to Japan anyways, and this is just an added bonus. Bro, that sounds like he's living the dream right now.
Yeah, that's like if you tell your job like, hey, I got to move, I might need to leave the job, and they're like, let's make a specific position for you.
Yeah.
That means they like you.
It's hard to believe that CB's not happy with this on some level. Like, yeah, he probably doesn't want to not be editor in chief, but they created a job for him. They gave him the best, like, softest landing you could possibly have. Ship that motherfucker off to Asia where he's happy. and let him do whatever he's gonna do. Like it's a net positive, I think, for everybody involved.
He's gonna be tearing it up on those onsens.
Yeah, man. So good for him.
Yeah, yeah, good for him. I'm curious to see how the business parts of those things expand. Like, because I would also assume he has to show results, but I wonder what those results are going to be.
Yeah. Well, there are so many problems that we identify with Marvel. Like we did a show recently on it, so we don't need to go into the weeds, but there are so many reasons why people are angry. That's fucking hilarious, Munster.
He said CB got isekai.
I love that I
And
get that reference, dude.
when you reference it like that, that's exactly
Yeah.
what he wants.
Yeah.
He played the long game. He won.
I was the editor in chief of Marvel, and now I'm an editor in Asia.
That's the title of the first Marvel manga.
Yeah, boom, right there. Memoir.
Foxtastic says he probably didn't like being editor in chief. I know I wouldn't. You guys are fucking ungrateful. Okay, so let me see. What should I be grateful for? Uh, 5.99 comics.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The biggest shot that they had for Amazing Spider-Man being that he had a talk with his aunt.
Ooh,
I do that
big.
every day. Like Spider-Man's a fucking superhero. I don't want to read a
You
comic
have a
book where the
talk with your aunt
biggest
every day.
yeah, I don't want to read a comic book where the biggest selling point is he had a talk.
Krakoa, which didn't finish.
Well, but it existed.
It
Well-
finished. It did end. But it ended shit. The X-Men line being dog water right now. The Avengers line not existing. Like, do you understand? You understand? Like, it's a job that a person has. And he's got to do the job.
Yeah.
And the job was not done great. Sorry. Like if that's a problem for you, it is what it is. Yeah, there's a secret fucking cousin. Like, are you kidding me? That's what we're supposed to be grateful for? I'm all about like not shitting on people, right? And I'm not shitting on CB, but if someone's gonna tell me that I should be grateful for a secret cousin, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Mm-mm.
You gotta be kidding me. Jed
you
McKay's
guys-
run. Sorry, Marco.
No, sorry. You guys in this torrential downpour right now?
I'm not seeing it or hearing it, but I know it's happening.
Damn, dude. I just got 3 lightning strikes.
Holy shit! Hopefully your power doesn't go out like mine did a few weeks ago. Riley says CB is why this is the best DC podcast.
Yo.
Oh man. Fox, yeah, that's great, dude, but I don't know why you're calling people ungrateful. Like, why do we have to be ungrateful? Respond to what I said. If you're gonna say shit like that, respond to what I said.
And didn't he give new creators work? Like, yeah, JR's around, but a lot of new artists.
Yeah. Yeah, he brought in a ton of new people. CB's tenure was good for certain things, but it was bad for other things. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
And we've talked about the good, but we're also going to talk about the bad.
Kurt Wildshut a little bit earlier says, so what mangaka do y'all want to see on a Marvel book? Yuji Kaku needs to make some more of his weird Moon Knight. Yuji Kaku being the who is this? Memory Customs, some other stuff. To be honest, give me a Fujimoto on there, dude. Some Chainsaw Man ass shit. I'm down.
You know who I don't want to see on a Marvel manga? Inyo Asano. Get the AI shit out of here.
Oh, I sent that to
Fucking
my brother.
Good night, Poon Poon. Good night, fucking piece of shit. He's like, I'm not doing manga because people don't like AI. He's like holding his artistry like at hostage until people can let him use AI. Fuck that. That's who I don't want on it. Yeah.
I think he's using it for his new book. So
I want Odo to do a Fantastic Four one shot.
Oh, the Goda.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk to the audience. Let's get some phone calls going.
All right, let me get this.
You guys earned it. You earned it.
Hold on, this is a little too big. I gotta get the socials thing gone. All right, numbers on the screen if you want to call in, and I am turning the lines on now.
Let's hear from you guys.
What have I just called?
What if you called? Why didn't you call? Why didn't you answer when we called you?
Yeah, we tried calling you the other day, dude. We left you a voicemail. Did you even listen to the voicemail?
What? Well,
Do
I
you
was
not
probably
check?
all at,
Yo, check
I
your
was out of
voicemail
country.
right now. Do you have? What does your notifications number look like?
Oh my god, for my voicemail, dude, it sucks. Well, right now it's like 6 because I get so many spam calls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want a
Oh,
real call.
we got a call coming in, and it's from a 614
Oh,
area code. All right.
Call from
Jet X.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, listener. This is the Comics Pals. You're on the air. What do you got to say?
Yeah, what's up? What's up, guys? It's Jet.
What up?
I think that this whole move for Marvel could be really good or really bad. I know that's a controversial take, but I feel like right now with where they're at, they're kind of relying on setting up nostalgia with Chip's New Avengers. And I'm kind of worried because a lot of Wacker's best work has been in the past, right? In the early 2010s with Aha and Fractions Hawkeye and Fractions Iron Man. And, I'm not really familiar with his books towards the end of his tenure, but I'm kind of worried that we might be nostalgia baiting a little bit.
So you think Wacker is going to be baiting?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think that's a fair. That seems like a measured response to this. I have the context of being like Jet. You weren't around when those books were being published, right? I don't even know if you were born yet.
Okay. All right.
But so I have that familiarity with it. So it's just really attacking me in my sweet spot. So I might be a little more on the positive end of things because I have that. But yeah, I think that's measured.
I think I'm somewhere in a similar boat as you where I don't have that familiarity, but I think there are other things that he's been a part of, like Three Worlds, Three Moons. He's a trusted resource in the comic space. And so I think the benefit of the doubt of being able to continue to create new ideas and continue to drive really strong results as an editor, as a co-creative for a lot of these things, at the very least, he has a good trajectory. He has a good track record. And I think that grants him some due trajectory.
And I think I don't think we really talked about the Hickman Three Worlds, Three Moons thing, but it's Hickman's guy.
Right.
And that's how you're keeping your star writer there. If you guys were hoping for Hickman at DC at some point, not happening anytime soon. He's still exclusive too, but I imagine that going even further.
I think this is. Oh, go ahead, Jet.
No. Sorry, you go ahead, Sean. I'll respond all at once.
I think that this is probably going to be great because Steve Wacker is only going to do what he knows how to do. And we know what he knows how to do because we've seen him do it. What good or bad, we know what he likes. We know what he's about. And so what he's been about has resonated with me so far. So I have to imagine that that's going to continue. The bigger question is how much power he'll have. Yeah. Because if he has the same power as an editor-in-chief normally does, then I have confidence. But if he has less of that because he's now reporting to Brad Winderbaum and Kevin Feige who have their own agendas, he may be hamstrung in a way that we can't account for right now.
Yeah, that's another worry that they're moving. It's, how far away is Kevin Feige's office going to be from Wacker's? And how often is Feige going to make that trip saying, we got this X-Men movie coming out. It's going to have so-and-so and so-and-so. So we need a book out with that roster. I mean, they kind of already do that.
Yeah, I was going to say,
but,
we're there.
It's not like the Brand New Day. It's not like in the main Spider-Man book, Hulk is showing up and fighting Punisher. That's in ancillary stuff. And I feel like this may also result in some downsizing a little bit later, just because the proximity to Disney and they have kind of their eye on them. It's a bigger spot because they have to get new offices right there in LA. So, we'll see, but I really do hope this works out because Marvel's kind of in a not great spot right now, as we all know. But shout out Pat. Pat asked me to shout him out in the chat. Thanks for taking my call, guys.
Thanks, Jet.
As a
You're welcome,
reminder
dude.
for everyone, Post Pals, whenever this show is done, we're going to be hopping in the Discord, talk about New 52. Let's get it.
Hell yeah.
Let's get it.
I'll be there.
All right.
All
Talk
right.
to you guys later.
Thanks, Jet.
Thank you, brother.
See ya.
That's it. All right. So lines are still open. We'll take more.
Yeah. I know there were some people calling while Jet was on.
Yeah, I had to fucking. I
Uh,
gotta figure out that fucking busy sound.
Beep, beep.
Yeah.
Call in. We want to talk to you. And everybody should join the Discord. Neon Knight is absolutely correct. We finally officially have over 600 Discord members.
Let's go.
And only
Hell yeah.
400 of them are bots.
Hell yeah. Join that Discord if you want to hang out with us. It's a great time. It's an extension of this show in many ways.
Gonna pin that message.
All right, we got a
All right.
caller coming in. Let's see.
Call from
Near.
Hey.
Ooh.
All right. Near, this is you. You're on the Comics Pals.
Hey, what's up? What's up, pals? Shout
Hey,
out
Near.
Patrick Zay.
what? He bribed you all, you guys? Jeez.
Nah,
What's up,
All
dude?
right.
keep going.
So how you feeling about this Marvel move?
At first it was pretty hype, hearing like, oh, he worked on Miss Marvel, he worked on Hawkeye, Wade's Daredevil, but then as that allegation stuff resurfaced, I'm like, nah,
That's fair.
it's an ugly thing.
Like, is it
But,
so hard to find a guy without allegations to be editor in chief? Like,
I guess fucking not. The white dudes always win. Chester gets to go to fucking Japan.
Chester.
Chester Brook.
Chester goes to Japan. Wait, is that his? Is that what the CB stands for?
Chester
Yeah.
Brook. Something like that.
No, his name is Chester. That's
Yeah,
the
bro.
biggest lore drop of the whole episode.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, hopefully the books are good. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, dude.
I know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Thank you, dude. Thank you for calling. Appreciate you, Near.
Yeah, thank you. See y'all.
See, bud.
Thanks, dude.
Chester is wild. I would go by CB too if my name was Chester.
Chester Roar.
There's only one
B-R-O-R.
Chester that I'm chill with, and that's that was lead singer of fucking Linkin Park. But
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Rip.
Swamp Thing's buddy Chester.
no, I don't fuck
Who
with
the
him.
fuck is
What? His hippie friend
I don't fuck with him.
drops mushrooms every once
Get that guy some non-aluminum deodorant.
that.
We're
Oh, yeah.
anti people who are anti-Dio on the show. This is a proven
Hell
fact
yeah.
about the Comics Pals.
That's right. That's right. If you've been deputized, you're allowed to.
All right. We got a call coming in from a 980 area code. Who is this?
Uh-oh.
Call from
Oh, here we go.
Hey.
All
Entertain
right.
me. You are live on the Comics Pals with Sean. What do you got to say?
Well, first I'll say that this move could be, I suppose a play on words would be a brand new day for Marvel Comics.
Nice.
Fair.
And let's just be honest, they got sick and tired of Sean trying to sneak into their New York offices.
Get this man
Dude,
out, they said.
I was just trying to get a tour.
Yeah, he was doing like the Scientology speed runs, except for the Marvel HQ.
Sean, you were dressing up as Luke Cage. Nobody will ever confuse the two of you.
What do you mean, bro? My fucking arms are massive. How dare you disrespect me like that?
One is
Luke Cage is about 6'6".
All right. And
And you may think your arms are massive and everything, but we met in person.
whoa. Listen, bro, we could have gone outside, man. You're the one who was all like, hey, I'm a big fan.
Does anyone not remember I put a sword to your neck?
you did, yeah, he
Yeah,
did. He
he
did threaten
did,
you,
he
Sean.
did.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, yeah, you had a sword. That's kind of
You didn't
crazy,
seem like
dude.
you wanted to go outside.
Dude, I'm down for anything. We could have gone right outside, man.
And what, you would have bought me a hot dog?
Maybe if you were
Hey.
nice.
Are you
Little
saying
chili
I
dog.
treated you bad?
Yeah, you did.
You're a liar.
No, you know what? I am lying. You were nice, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. All that shit you talk on the internet in person, you don't bring that energy, and that's how all of you are. I know you. I knew you would be like that.
Well, if we meet again, I'll treat you this way you're saying you want me to treat you.
All right, don't feed into his kinks. Entertain me. Come on.
Oh man,
All
it's
right.
good to hear from you, brother.
I'm glad to hear from you too, all of
All
you.
right. Stay cool out there. It's hot
Thank you
out,
so much, bud.
Well, it's as I told Marco, I live in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Right now, it is 99 degrees and it's going to get hotter
Oof.
later on.
Oh,
Holy shit.
yeah, get the ice pack on
And you
your
guys got the
under your
rain.
hat.
Yeah, get that AC, brother.
I'm outside working.
All right.
I'm
He's
on the company
outside.
phone speaking to y'all.
Outside waiting for Sean.
You're talking to us on company time. I love it.
Well, I have to wait in line and everything till I can
Yeah.
get the stuff to go deliver.
Yeah, okay.
Well, stay safe, dude.
Yeah, y'all too.
Bye.
And then he just hangs up. I didn't even end the call. He's like,
He's like,
you
ah,
too."
fuck you guys.
Fucking hangs
Hell
up.
yeah. Love it.
Zenith is
Oh,
like
that's
such an aggressively southern man. Entertain me. He's a complicated fellow, but we enjoy him.
Indeed.
All right. Oh, we have
Who's
a
next?
I don't even know. This is a non-US number calling. All right.
Call from.
Kurt.
To
Uh-huh.
accept, press 1. To
Hi, you're live on the Comics Pals. Is this Kurt?
Yes, it is.
Hey,
hello?
dude.
Am I the first international caller on the show?
I think you are. Yeah.
Yeah. Based on the way the minutes are running, yeah.
Awesome. Oh, let me be quick then.
No, you're
Oh my
fine.
God.
Marco's
No,
joking. It's his
I'm
Google
busting
voice.
you
You're
out.
fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing that I'm thinking about with Stephen Wacker and Marvel more broadly is all of the kind of material stuff in the broader industry that's kind of working against him right now.
Mm.
Like, something that I think about is how everyone is mad at Marvel about how they don't let things run for very long. But the thing is, DC is kind of the only company that does let you run things for very long at this point. Like, if you look at every other direct market publisher, they are all in on miniseries that are even shorter than Marvel's runs.
Yep.
And then when you look at things like, the kind of, like, reducing the amount of issues that go into collected editions for the same price, that's really commonplace. Like, blind bag mania, that's becoming really commonplace. Like, we want Stephen Wacker to turn everything around in a really revolutionary way. But the thing to consider is that he would actually be going against the grain.
Oh, call dropped.
Oh.
Call dropped.
Lost
All right.
him.
Well, sorry, Kurt. But I think we understand what you're trying to say there. Like, he's playing behind the 8 ball is the phrase I always say. We're like, you can't expect one dude to completely radically change the way the industry works. I want to talk about Kurt's thing before we get into someone else. So I'm gonna decline this for now. But yeah, I mean, you guys get that, right?
Yeah.
My feeling is that, as much as it's true that Marvel's doing things that are similar to other publishers, my perspective is that Marvel set the tone. Because before Marvel started doing these things, other publishers weren't doing them. So Marvel is the industry leader, and they can determine, they haven't acted like it in a while, but they get to set the tone for what things are. They're the ones who set the prices. Like, think about where the price of comics is right now and who started that. It was Marvel. Marvel took the plunge to $4.99.
Yeah.
So they're the ones who set the tone. They can make the changes if they want to. I'm not saying Steve Wacker can as an individual human being.
Yeah.
But he can help influence the company to make choices that make us happier.
And like you're right that like the industry is in a certain spot right now. But like if DC is already doing the opposite and Marvel decides to do the opposite, well then your comics are in a different spot again.
Yep.
Well, I think there's also the matter that Dan Buckley is also going to be out, and all of this Dan Buckley.
Oh, I was expecting the.
Oh, I didn't have it, but
okay.
He's also out, and jointly that was the decision of X number of issues, and we'll let this run based on sales. So I think there is an opportunity for that mentality to change, because I do think it is a mentality that needs to come from, unfortunately, the top at the moment, and that's where the new addition of Brad and the rest, plus Stephen Wacker, if they come to that same realization that we need more room, I think the change for that is more likely to happen now than it ever was.
You say Dan Buckley and then lightning strikes behind you.
Bro, it's been non-stop. That's why I better go on mute.
Let's take another call. Get your calls in. I love doing call-ins. It's fun. You guys are fun to talk to.
Yeah. Fully open. Call from wherever. Kurt, I don't even know where you're from in the non-US. I don't know what
South
kind of
Africa
that was. Oh, wow. Yeah. Shit. Okay. Let me know how the prawns are doing. It's a District 9 reference.
Did you guys hear that?
I'm hearing. Your thunder is picking up a very little bit, which is pretty insane. The fact that because I know your noise gate is legit.
It is crazy right now.
Yeah, I'm starting to get it where I am, so I think it's coming from you. All right, we got a call coming in from a 870 number. All right, who is this?
Call from
Hayden's Hideout.
There we go. Hayden, you're live on the Comics Pals. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? All right, before we get into this, I got to shout out my boy Chris. Chris covers comics because Pat has had one too many shout outs. I feel like Chris is being left out, so I got to include him in this. But I had a question for you guys. I'm curious, like, what Marvel superhero you think would move to LA? Like, what makes the most sense out of the Marvel characters? Because I don't think Spider-Man, I think he's going to stay in New York. Iron Man makes total sense. Like, there's certain characters that feel like they have to stay in New York, but there's others that I feel could make the trek over to LA. Who do you think could make that trek?
I think, Iron Man's the guy. I mean, but he has. I'm trying to think of someone new. Like, Hawkeye's moved there. Both Hawkeyes have moved out west. Iron Man kind of has a whole space out there. Daredevil's tried it a couple times. Spider-Man makes no sense because of just the logistics of web swinging.
Yeah.
And Fantastic Four never moving, even though they're technically like in the middle of like Arizona or some shit right now. But.
Maybe Ghost Rider.
Which one?
Ooh.
I'm just thinking of motorcycle culture.
That's true. Yeah.
Ghost Rider's kind of everywhere though.
Well,
isn't he? Like
Robbie is from the West. He's from LA. Robbie Reyes is literally from LA.
Okay.
Man, I was gonna say Nova, but not under Stephen Wacker, that's for sure.
What if Miss Marvel moves to LA for school?
I could see
I just got that thunder. Maybe she goes to like Caltech.
Yeah, something like that.
Punisher can probably go kill some people over in Cal. They have crime. They have
they have crime.
Yeah.
People who need murder,
for sure.
Some
corrupt movie execs.
Jesus Christ. Who's going to go after Harvey Weinstein?
Well, I mean, he's in New York right now, actually. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He needs to be punished.
Yeah. Man, maybe I was going to say Wonder Man, but like he's already a West Coast guy. So like it's funny because like I think Marvel has a like the characters in the world does have a West Coast footprint that I think we just don't really see often. Like Firestar, good Ultron, like the most recent West Coast Avengers comic by I think Jerry Duggan did it. I think like that's a good book. It'd be cool to see them do another West Coast Avengers book, maybe as like a play on this. But I think Deadpool could be a lot fun out on the West.
Oh, for sure.
Thank you, Hayden. That's a good question, brother.
No problem. See you guys later.
Thank you,
Take
bud.
care.
All right. Lines are still open as Marco is in the middle of
Armageddon,
the
dude.
third Twisters movie right now.
It's crazy.
Man, I gotta go
love
outside
it.
in this weather afterwards. See, I'm gonna see the Odyssey later. Did you see it, Sean?
Yo,
Dude, no. I was gonna go last night at 10 p.m.
No.
But yeah. That was the only thing I could find. So I'm gonna go on Wednesday.
All right.
IMAX?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We got a call coming in from 813 area code. Who's
Call
this?
from
Chris.
Hey, Chris, you're live on the Comics Pals again.
Hey, first time, long time. How are we doing, guys?
What's up, Chris?
You just get the Zoom link at this point. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, okay. Two quick things. One a question, and then one a sort of rebuttal to the last question. Which is a great question by Hayden. Like, who should move out to the West Coast? I would like to ask Tyler this with the Spider-Man thing, right? Why can't Spider-Man move to Los Angeles? You don't think the LA skyline is robust enough for West Wing?
No, I don't. It's not tall enough.
Let me ask you this, Tyler. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Is the LA skyline not being quite as big as New York that much of a deterrent to Spider-Man existing in the city?
I mean, he lives in Queens, so you got a point there. But
Queens, I live in apartment buildings, but like that happens. Oh my god, I'm getting alerts. Holy shit.
we're just gonna see like Marco's whole apartment get torn up.
Imminent threat alerts I just got.
Understand this.
What?
The three of us live in the same city, and Marco is dealing with the end of the world on his side.
That is how much space New York City covers compared to the downtown of LA, which is like Koreatown.
Yeah. I like, as much as I want to see Spider-Man swinging around WeHo, like he just does not have, like, regardless of web swinging, he does not have LA vibe.
But you know what he does have? SF vibes. He can get in with the tech. He can get in with the tech billionaires.
No, he
There's
doesn't.
Enough buildings.
No, he doesn't.
Knit area there. I can see that.
Send Otto over there. Superior Spider-Man Anniversary miniseries. He gets sent over there. Actually, that happened.
I love the idea of Spider-Man having a reality show, like real spiders in LA. Like,
Chris, do you remember last time Marvel characters had a reality show? Children died.
This is true. Okay, wait. To my actual question though, Stephen Wacker, do you guys think that with him coming in to take over as editor-in-chief, given that the era and the amount of writers and creatives that he sort of oversaw, do you have any ideas for any creators that you think might come back to Marvel to work under his leadership? I'll hang up and listen.
I think that we could see a shorter Batman run for Fraction and Fraction returning to Marvel. I think with Bendis kind of percolating in the background, Chip really like lining things up, I think we're in a right position to get Fraction back at Marvel if he so decides, especially since Fraction's West Coast too.
I think that there is no world in which Marvel gets to pull out money enough for some of these writers that are happy at, let's say, at DC or even Image at the moment. I think that they're going to work with the stable that they have to first prove that this is fertile creative ground for bringing on creators. I don't see a Matt Fraction coming back. I think he's doing a good job right now, and he has a lot of leeway. I don't see any other non-contracted Marvel creator sort of making the switch back over. They are probably real happy where they're at, and Marvel as a publisher needs to prove itself from that creative standpoint first.
I agree. I think if we're going to see creators jump ship or anything like that, it's going to take a long time because there's distrust when it comes to Marvel right now. There's probably pain points when it comes to interacting with Marvel. And so I do have some concerns about whether or not those people will go back under any circumstances. But I think if there is a shot to see a Matt Fraction Marvel comic again, we have entered the period of time, or we are entering the period of time in which that will become possible.
I will say, I think Midnight's days are numbered. I think Fraction. I mean, Wacker will want to do something big as editor in chief, and it's not Midnight. And I think unless Midnight sells crazy, that's just going to be kind of a fun little experiment we did.
You mean like cut Midnight short? Or
no, it just isn't the line, the replacement thing, the big thing. It's just a side thing, like DC Elseworlds.
I don't think its days are numbered by any means. I think sales will dictate that.
Yes.
But hey, Common Sense with a $4.99. Remember Victor Alvarez quit being Power Man and PKJ's Hulk? How about he moves to LA or start a West Coast Heroes for Hire with Kevin / Thunderstrike?
Yo, Power Man Thunderstrike actually is a good team up. I do like that idea. Yeah. It would sell 3 copies, but like I like the idea.
Any more calls? Should we close up the phone lines?
I'm putting on a do not disturb back and forth, so the sound doesn't come in. Yeah, it's open again. You can see it. I know there will be calls though. So
yeah, call us up.
Marco, is she scared?
She's trembling, and she already trembles because she's a Chihuahua. But like, you can tell.
Yeah, she looks so scared.
My cats are all under the bed. Like everybody.
Yeah, my cat's just ran under too.
Fuck out.
Damn. I barely hear that shit.
Yo, it just shook my apartment.
Literally.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild.
I want some of that.
Yo, I love thunderstorms, man.
Hell yeah.
But like, I am deathly afraid of a tornado.
Oh yeah.
All right, we got a call coming in for 410.
Call from
Scott Simpson.
Hi, Scott. I believe you're live on the Comics Pals. What's your take on this Marvel business?
I'm excited. I think this is going to be a great time for Marvel to get back to what they were doing really well. I also think Disney and Marvel are trying to go back to the era of when the MCU first came out, that 2008 to 2011 era where the MCU was just unstoppable and DC and other companies couldn't do anything to stop them.
Do you think that in that quest for that, there will be more MCU synergy? I don't think we talked about that at all.
Absolutely, especially because they're moving out West Coast. Kevin Feige's going to be right there. The new Disney CEO is going to be right there. They got the new parks coming in. They got new rides coming in for Marvel stuff. So it's going to be a huge Disney Marvel kind of like growth and kind of marriagement. I can see that like really expanding and really happening. Like Disney really pushing Marvel stuff because Star Wars is struggling. Some other things are struggling. So they're going to put all their cash in or all their chips in Marvel.
Yeah, it is true. Like their Star Wars ain't doing so great. The Moana live action tanked.
Oh, I heard about that.
Pixar doing fine. They really are putting all their eggs in one basket, and that's Marvel right now. And even then, Marvel movies have been like the tide is shifting a bit on the fan reception. So you might be onto something.
Yeah. Also, huge fan of you guys. You guys make such a great channel. Really thankful for you guys. Keep up the great work.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, Scott. Really
Thank you
appreciate
so much,
that.
dude.
Take care, guys.
See ya.
Keep it rolling, Sean.
Couple more, yeah. I want to hear from Pat.
I mean, we can get Pat's number if you want me to call him directly. Pat, DM me.
Yeah, DM him. We got to get you on here, but yeah, please keep the calls coming. We'll do a couple more, and then we will do the rest of the show. We have a little bit left of stuff to do. So yeah. Cole says the synergy is going to come from developing runs and stories that are more primed for adaptation. On the synergy thing, I don't see there being like more synergistic comics. I truly don't.
Okay, here we go.
Call from
Clayton.
Oh, hey, Clayton, you are live on the Comics Pals. What's going on?
Hey, not too much, pals. I'm feeling a bit sick, so I woke up a bit later, but saw you guys were doing calls. So I was amped up and got on the phone.
Hear from you.
I was... Sorry.
You're good, dude. Keep going. Yeah.
Perfect. I was just hoping to ask, I got into sloppy comics. Like, I created a pull list around the same time that Absolute came out, because that was a big motivator for DC. But also when X-Men did the From the Ashes, which was just the worst thing of all time, according to Sean. That's how me, as a new comic book reader at the time, that's how Marvel was able to get me in, because at the time, Krakoa was just ending, stuff was very convoluted, and I wanted to get into X-Men. That was the easiest way. What are some other new ways that Marvel, with this new change, that's naturally going to make people look more positively towards Marvel? What are some new ways they can bring in new readership?
Relaunch, not relaunch, but well, yes, relaunch, but not reboot.
Yes.
Relaunch the line with, as much as I hate to say it, and I know we all hate this, new number ones, with the promise of each one of them having a really, really compelling hook, a concept, a creative team that is worth showing up for, and a promise of, hey, we are going to deliver 10 issues at a minimum. No matter what happens, you will get 10 issues. That's 2 arcs. Every creative team knowing they have 2 arcs to get their shit in, that's what you need to be able to tell great stories. And I feel like we will see numbers rise. Look at Immortal Hulk. I always go back to that. Great book. If you looked only at what it did the first arc or 2, it would have been canceled under today's regime.
Yeah.
And we would have lost one of the best Marvel runs of all time. All time.
I also think they need to have some kind of initiative and some kind of PR for what they're doing. They can't just do it. They need to tell people what they're doing as well. Like there needs to be a dictation like, hey, we're being creator forward, like honestly use the Absolute and all in kind of steal it. Who cares? DC steals from you all the time. Say you're going to be creator led forward. And I think Wacker has been that historically. So if they can say that and they have the teams to show it, I think that would garner some trust, especially if they were doing that with like a couple of good series that they can launch with that idea.
I have a question for you. What other titles outside of the X-Men are you picking up from Marvel? I'm curious what's attracting you.
Hulk, Infernal Hulk is my favorite Marvel title right now, like Sean was saying. Hulk is my favorite character, and what they're doing with the character I think is phenomenal. I think similarly to X-Men, the reason why it's not doing well is because it's kind of convoluted in the sense of there's this whole 30-issue run that you kind of need context, like you need to understand what happened in that run for Infernal Hulk to like really make sense. Otherwise, it's kind of just Hulk is this big monster, and as cool as it is, as interesting as it is, it's really weird. And that was kind of like, as a new reader, that kind of looks like Krakoa to X-Men, where it's like, this is strange. But I also, Captain America, is you guys talked about, but that's an amazing book. I'm trying to quickly, I am picking up ASM, but I'm not enjoying it. I definitely have cut down my Marvel books, so I'm trying to, like, I'm drawing a blank right now, thinking of other titles. I dropped Iron Man. I read the Century miniseries. That was good.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Marvel definitely needs a way to make readers like you core fans. I think that's a big problem. DC has probably made a lot of new core fans over the last couple years, whereas in a similar time frame, it's hard to imagine that Marvel has made too many. You can make the argument for Ultimates, the Ultimate line bringing in new readers for sure. But outside of that, you're really not talking about a lot of things for new readers to get pumped about. And so I think bringing in a new editor-in-chief and all the new changes that they're making, this is the time to do it. This is the time to make change.
Marco, I'm melting at you with that dog right now.
Dude, she's freaking the fuck out.
You're giving me puppy fever. But thanks, dude. I appreciate you. That's you're right, and I think the fact that you are dropping Marvel books as well says a lot. Not about you, but about Marvel.
It's a sign that something needs to change.
I also forgot to mention Fantastic Four I'm really loving by Ryan North, and I was loving it going into One World Under Doom. So then me and other new Marvel fans definitely went into One World Under Doom really excited. And then, as you guys all noticed, One World Under Doom was kind of flop, and there wasn't really much to be excited about, which I think left a bit of a bad taste of Ryan North and even just the general Fantastic Four run. for a lot of people, because like I completely forgot, and that was one of my favorite Marvel titles.
Yeah,
I have not enjoyed that book the same since One World Under Doom. It hurt that book for me, and not that the quality changed, but like my perception of it changed after One World Under Doom.
Fair. All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I just wanted to ask one more question before I head out. Also, quick shout out to Isaac, Patrick Zay, Hayden, Chris Covers Comics, whole gang. What does Ben 10 need to do to get back on the show? Because I understand the art
I'm about to hang up the phone.
But that book, it has a future. I believe in it. We're hating on it too quick, guys.
It's called, the future is called quarter bin.
Here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. The next time, the first time, not the next, because that hasn't happened yet. The first time that Ben 10 puts out a good issue, you let me know, and I'll read it. And if it's good, then we'll give it a shot on the poll again.
On the poll.
Peace and love, pals. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you,
dude.
All right, let's get one more call on here.
All right, I'm making an executive decision right here.
Oh, we're calling.
Hi, you're live on the Comics Pals. Who's this?
Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey. We got him. Let's go, baby. We outside, baby.
We're not.
Yeah.
No, it's real bad outside right here.
We're inside.
No, it's raining over here too.
Yeah. What's going on, dude?
What's up with you, my brothers, my pals? How are y'all living?
Good, okay. Good. What's up? What's up? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, this
Marvel
is Patrick Zay, by the way. Since he didn't want to introduce himself besides Baba Booey for the listeners.
I think that's the first ever call out Baba Booey.
It is. Congrats.
That's what's up. Yeah, man, it's Patrick Zay. Shout out to everyone for the shout outs, the whole squad, the whole Discord. I ain't ever reading Marvel. That's my hot take.
So like legit though, this doesn't interest you at all as a non-Marvel fan?
They gonna have to do something before I get in there for real. Like the moves. Yeah, it's gonna be about a year before I feel like we would even see the ramifications of what's even prospering right now over there. You know what I mean? So like, and then even then, we're gonna need another few months after that to know if it's really good.
Yeah. Okay. We got to percolate a bit.
Yeah. Let it simmer. Let it sit. Respect that.
You're not wrong at all. I think that I think people are actually already trying to say that they're noticing changes. And it's just like, dude, come on, what are you talking about right now?
I think you could maybe say that you can tell that Marvel maybe has manga plans. Like that maybe you can see the seeds of right now, but not Wacker's influence.
Yeah.
You can't even see the influence of the changes that just were made 2 months ago.
It's true.
David Gabriel being gone is probably the most immediate one that will be affected by, and still that hasn't been a factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan at some point is still in until midnight's over, right? Like none of that leadership has changed. So none of that direction will change beyond the decisions he's made.
Yeah. We definitely have at least a year before big changes are seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough time, man. It's not enough, man. They're gonna have to do something. They're gonna have to make some changes happen real soon.
It's not like you're dropping Marvel books because of this. Like you were never reading them in the first place.
I'm gonna be really, really honest with y'all. I'm really not buying any Marvel at all.
Yeah, I know, because you get Sean's codes. That's why.
Sean and Jet, they take care of me. That's all I need. Nah, I'm just kidding. No, but sincerely though, like even that aside, like the books I am getting from them, it's like, and it's just so I can keep up with the nonsense. Like I'm getting Amazing Spider-Man, so I can read how that's going, and I'm just like, ooh, you know.
What do you think of the talk?
The nonsense.
Did it hit your emotional core?
I wish I never read it.
My favorite thing to bring up. I love that stupid ass issue.
Jess said I'd be sending this guy codes for Armageddon. How's Armageddon?
Yep.
I haven't read them yet. I still gotta use the code.
Wow.
Oh,
He said,
damn,
fuck your
bro.
code.
I'm a busy guy, guys. I'm moving. I'm literally packing boxes as I'm talking to y'all right now.
And you have a new kid. Like, it's fine. I get it. It's fine.
I
don't
got a
get
baby
it.
due next week, bro. She's here next week.
Yo,
I know.
Next
holy
week?
shit.
Yeah.
Talk about
7/22.
percolating. That thing is ready. That's you're gonna see the ramifications of that before Stephen Wacker's.
Yeah, I wish my aunt gave me that talk.
Yo, Pat, you're a real one, man. It's always good to hear from you, brother. Thank you for calling.
Of course, brothers. I appreciate y'all, Sean. I'm ready to hear this origin. Ooh! All right, I'm out. Peace.
Take care, dude.
Take care, dude.
Love it. Love it. Okay, we're gonna close things down now. We took enough calls. Thank you. You guys were amazing for making that happen. Thank you for all the super chats that made that possible. And then thank you for the incredible insights and show of support. Love you guys.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Yeah. We'll bring it back, here every now and then. We are not done with the show. We've got a little bit more to do before we cut things off. And so let's move things forward. Look, the book club poll has been up for just shy of a week. It's over. It's over. We've got one more day on the docket.
I gotta download that right now.
One more day, dude. And we are going to be reading that on the 28th of July. The 21st of July is static. And we're going to have, I can confirm for you now, we are going to have a special guest.
Oh, that is confirmed, huh?
Yes, somebody special will be joining us. It will be, I think, the first time in history that we've had a guest for a book club. I believe that's accurate.
I was about to say something that would have spilled the beans on potentially who that might have been.
Okay. All right. Don't.
Let me not.
So really pumped for that. That'll be this Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, static, and they'll be reading 5 issues of Icon and Rocket.
That I'm excited for.
Yeah, that should be cool.
I have at least a barometer for static in my head. I got nothing for Icon and Rocket outside of Young Justice. So
I'll tell you, the original run flips it on its head. Not what I expected.
Interesting.
I haven't used the Marvel Unlimited app in so long. I had to re-download it.
Apparently, iCash thinks Sadie Sink will be joining us on the show for the Static Book Club.
If Sadie Sink was joining us in this fucking show, there wouldn't be a show because all I could do was talk to her. That's all I could. I wouldn't be able to talk about Static.
Yeah, let's on the predominantly black creator-owned property Static. We're getting a young white girl who was born after it was ended.
Dude, I'll be trying to play in the snow, bro. Keep me. You gotta long doe like elastic. That's fun. Says, I haven't been watching you guys' channel for that long, like a year and a half, but I will say this is one of the best communities I've seen on YouTube. Hey, thank you so much for saying that. A year and a half is quite a while, my friend. That's a decent amount of time to be hanging out with us. It tells me that you enjoy what we do. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. And our community is great. And I don't say that as a sucking of ourselves. I say that as
that's the grossest way you can say that.
I know. I say that as you guys really are that special. You guys really are that fantastic. Our Discord community is second to none that I've ever seen. And I love it when you guys give yourselves those flowers.
We'll join the Discord to continue that conversation as well.
Yeah.
That's not the only thing we do here, but I just looked at the recommended storyline for One More Day. Is it just 2 issues?
No.
That's what the official Marvel website, the official Marvel app is giving me as the storyline for One More Day.
I think the official, I think the branded stuff maybe for single issues, but the actual when it's collected, it's more than that. You need more context for sure.
No, inside the book of Amazing Spider-Man, that story arc is not 2 issues, because in that story Peter meets multiple heroes each issue to try to help him stop this. He fights Iron Man, if I remember correctly. Doctor Strange is involved. There's definitely more than 2.
That's crazy. This is literally the recommended reading guide. God, your app sucks, Marvel.
Well, so I think it's the story has been collected in a single volume. The 112 page volume collects Amazing Spider-Man 554, 545. So
Yep,
it is 2 issues, but it also collects Sensational 41, Friendly Neighborhood 24, and Marvel Spotless. So like there is stuff to it.
No, dude, it's not 2 issues. It's 4. It's Amazing Spider-Man 544, Friendly Neighborhood 24, Sensational 41, and Amazing Spider-Man 545.
That's what I'm saying. Like it is. I think the Marvel app is only pointing you towards the ASM issues.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will read all 4, and we will read one moment in time.
Yeah.
So that's gonna total like 8 issues, something like that. 6
It's
issues,
just the world's shortest book club.
Dude, no, we're gonna have mad shit to say.
No, I mean in terms of reading.
Yeah, thankfully. I have so many things to say about One More Day. We've never been able to talk about it on
here.
Yeah. Will we read Back in Black? I want to. You guys want to read Back in Black?
That's not many issues either, right?
That's only adding a maximum of 6. It's somewhere in there.
Fuck
it would be a
book
club of less than 20 comics.
Fuck it, we ball.
Yeah. So we'll do Back in Black.
And that's so it's Back in Black, One More Day, One Moment in Time.
Yes. That's what
the whole saga. The whole saga.
Yep. Love that. Jay Sage says, literally played in the snow last night. Sean's been such a bad influence. Oh my God. Yeah, but you mean it differently than I do. I know what you mean. You on them skis, bro. I don't ski. I only traipse.
You skeet.
Whoa.
Fuck.
Sorry.
Red flag.
Sorry.
Red flag on the play.
Yikes.
You guys all know what this means now with that World Cup shit going on.
Oh,
all
that's
sides.
red card. That's red card.
All
red
sides.
cards.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do they throw them? Right?
They don't throw them.
No, they don't throw them. It's not Yu-Gi-Oh.
Isn't there some game where they throw a flag down on a play when something happens?
Yeah, Squid Games.
Oh, football. Okay.
Oh,
so,
throwing the flag.
Football.
Yeah.
I
gotta just throw this fucking flag at the screen because that was just insane.
This is the first time Skeet has been said on the show.
Oh, second time now.
Oh,
there you go.
Leave it to me.
But in the spirit of, oh man, it's hard to transition. In the spirit of trying to celebrate Spider-Man and one brand new day coming out and everything else, we're doing our top 5 Spider-Man characters, and we're on number 3. Marco has done 0 of these, I believe, right? So you're gonna have to do 5, 4, 3. And he's muted.
Sorry, I'm muted. I said, holy shit. Now this is top Spider-Man characters.
Yeah.
Marco's devising it right now.
I didn't put Spider-Man's not on my list. So I don't if you want to put him, that's fine. You can do what you want. I didn't just because I wanted to shout out more characters.
Okay. Then in that case, I'm gonna go with characters to start that I think impact the world and the character of Peter Parker, and none more in recent memory than Paul Rabin. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Number 5, Paul. I know that run is derided. I know that people are not a fan of Paul, but I think what he's done for the community, what he's done for the advancement of sexual relationships in comics, the prospect of cucking is absolutely incredible. No other character or no other book has touched it quite the same way, and I mean that specifically, unless it's the X-Men stuff with Krakoa. So I think there was a lot of, in that era, sexual liberation, and I'm glad that Paul was part of that to get us to a place where we could really explore that in full detail. My number 4 character is another character that has really affected Peter Parker, also romantically, and that is Gwen Stacy. The very first, I don't know if he walked away because of me.
Did you say Paul?
That was my number 5. My number 4 is Gwen Stacy. The first love of Peter, one of the first deaths permanent deaths permanent up until a certain point in comics, and one that Peter really had to live with and had to reconcile with, that I think makes Peter that much more of a complex character, and one that helps to continue to define who he is. And my number 3 is Green Goblin. Green Goblin as the ultimate bad, the arch nemesis, the villainous father of one of his best friends. I think there's a lot of complex character dynamics that go into play there, and especially in early Spider-Man, I think that gets played really, really well. Harry and his father and Peter and those dynamics, because to some extent, he was a father figure in some ways, off villain, but with villain that adds a complexity there, and to also have the effect of killing Gwen Stacy, which again, my number 4, big impact. So those are my 3. My 4, my 5, my 4, and my 3.
I can't believe put Paul there. I'm a Paul fan, and he's not even cracking my top 10.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Samuel Gordon. If you love Paul, Marco, name his 2 fake kids.
Sorry?
Okay.
I was coughing. I didn't hear what you had said.
Name his 2 fake kids.
His 2 fake. Why would I name them? They're fake.
You know what? Got my ass. Fair.
Yeah.
I'll go.
Tyler, number 3.
I'll go. Number 3 is Miles Morales. I think the importance of Miles Morales as a character is not only important for Spider-Man lore, but also just for comic books in general. I think Bendis and Pacelli really took a gamble and really pushing Spider-Man's trajectory forward and his story forward with Ultimate, and actually giving that mantle to someone else that wasn't a clone. And I think that's big. And I think, as somebody who's Puerto Rican, there is a lot to Miles that I do see that maybe only the other half of me saw on Peter Parker. So it is really refreshing. And I just think the fact that the character, has had 2 successful movies and longevity is just a testament to how important he is. And that's why Miles Morales is my number 3.
Well, Miles Morales is my number 3 as well.
There we go.
Miles Morales Spider-Man has had such a huge impact on me. The only reason why he's number 3 and not lower, 2 or 1, is because he was created when I was already an adult. And so I didn't get to grow up with him the way that kids are now. If he existed when I was a kid, that would definitely be my Spider-Man. He looks like me, he goes through similar things as I have, he's got Spanish and Black parents. That's something that really just hits home in a way that it's almost impossible to describe. You grow up with Peter in your life as a white dude or a white person, and it's just hey, that's just what it is, right? And you don't even necessarily think about the way that his skin color affects you. But when you don't grow up with that kind of thing at all, and then you get a character like that, it's whoa, they made one for us. And so I really love Miles. I love his spirit. I love the fact that this is a character who we've been able to see grow up. We've watched him go from, just this little scrawny kid to being one of the heroes of Marvel. He went from the Ultimate Universe to mainline 616. We've watched that journey unfold, and it's been amazing. And then to the movies, dude, come on. To the movies, the fact that this character even has movies at this point, just such an incredible character. I love Miles, and I really hope they do more with him in the comics soon. That Brian Hill run is going to hit.
Oh, I'm hyped for it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to hit. So those are our number 3s. We will get you the 2s and 1s here in the coming weeks. This is
I guess next week would be the last week we have for that.
Yeah. Next week. Cool. So we'll do that next week for you guys. We have a couple pieces of news we're going to run through here. Marvel shared a look at more Midnight Universe stuff, including Spider-Man and some of their variant campaigns. So I think this is our first good look at what Midnight Spider-Man is going to look like, and we got that in the introduction of these variants. So there is a 3-part connecting variant done by Clayton Crane, who's a fantastic artist in his own right. These variants are not the only ones we're getting. The connecting variants are cool, but we're also getting a Peach Momoko midnight variant that features Black Cat.
Pretty sure it's Black Cat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
looks
it is
like
with the
it,
Spider-Man issue.
Yep.
We've got another one done by Scan, SKAN. Never heard of them.
Nope.
And then finally one by In-hyuk Lee, which gives us a really good look at this version of Spider-Man.
That one's cool. That's what I'm gonna go for.
Yeah.
Looking like he's about to be in Bloodsport.
Word. The underground
Kumite.
fighting ring.
I think, yeah, go ahead.
I always hate when we have an alternate Spider-Man and they just give him goggles.
I know.
It's the go-to. I'll be honest. I think the whole mutation thing in his chest, that's gross. Go to a derm, buddy. I got a guy, glam derm. So I'll get a referral bonus. But like, it doesn't really do much for me. You know, like, all right, cool. What if Spider-Man had a cyst? All right, sick. I that's me when I wake up in the morning. I know what that's like. I'm working on it. I got a cream. But like, it's just, I don't know. It wasn't enough for me. Like, I gotta admit, like, my hype for this whole line is middling.
Got to see it.
And,
Gotta
yeah,
see
and
it
this,
in action.
well, I am seeing it with these variants, and it's not doing much for me. The Black Cat one did more for me than anything.
I think Spider-Man looks weird and cool. I think it's like, other than there has to be a practical reason why he doesn't wear a shirt. They have to explain that, because
It's his contract.
No,
like,
it's because he's free bleeding right now. He's gonna ruin any shirt he wears.
like, there's no good reason not to wear a shirt other than to show off the transformation, which makes sense for us as readers, but it has to make in-universe sense for me.
Sure.
So that's a criticism that I have. But otherwise, like, sure. I mean, there's no blue in it that I can ascertain. It's like red, and then the gloves are black. Or at least they are black or they look black in the In-hyuk Lee variant. So they removed the blue.
Yeah.
But I like it. It's simple. It's straight to the point. It's grittier. It's kind of weird looking. So, okay.
To be fair, isn't there an issue with the way books were originally printed, where black was shown as blue?
I believe you're right.
So red and black makes sense for Spider-Man as well. That's what Superior was. So I mean, that doesn't bother me as much, but yeah, man, I don't know, man. This is gonna be the world's easiest cosplay, that's for sure. Like, I already got the chest acne down. I just need the pants. I'm good.
Dude, if you have that going on your chest,
I told you, Sean, I'm working on it.
Okay, fair enough.
He's got a cream.
Yeah.
To answer iCash's question, what's the quick summary on this? An absolute ultimate thing? Pretty much. It's a horror universe that's separate from Marvel's mainline. And so all the books will have like a horror bend to them, as you can probably tell by this version of Spider-Man. Not all the characters look this weird, though. If we turn things over to the X-Men piece and the Fantastic Four piece, the X-Men look like regular X-Men. I mean, Cyclops just has a beard. And 2 beams instead of 1, it looks like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe.
Nightcrawler's a priest, which, hello.
Makes sense.
It's also actually canonical to mainline.
Right.
Yeah.
And he has a sword, which, again, normal. And then Storm, I guess she's a vampire, but damn, she looks good. That's an awesome Storm.
We've also had that in mainline.
Like that cape.
Ooh.
Yeah, so like this is nothing new, really.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's fine. I think this is the least exciting of all the Crane connecting variants, to be honest. Actually, no, the Fantastic. Actually, honestly, I don't care much for these variants, the Clean Crane ones. They're not my jam.
I really like the X-Men and Spider-Man one. The Fantastic Four one, you can't see them. Like, what the hell?
It's by design, and I think that's a poor design.
Yeah, the honestly, the X-Men look the least interesting of this, the least horror tinged, unless it's meant that they're just going to be dealing with, the horrors.
Dealing with the horrors.
Whatever they might entail.
It's called a Tuesday, Marco.
Yeah. Fantastic Four now. The variants look rad.
We got 3 Fantastic Four variants as well. The Reed Richards is so disappointing to me.
Which
Like,
one?
The Ben Harvey one.
Yeah,
I'm saying the Reed Richards one. They're all fucking Reed.
they're like, ooh, what if he was Goop?
Yeah, I just didn't love this. Wait, it said Ben Harvey, but then I click on it and it says Lanil Yu. So I'm sorry. I mean the cover H Lanil Yu, the weird buff Reed one. He just looks like Reed, but a little creepier. And Reed's already portrayed as pretty creepy a lot of the time, especially now, the last decade or so. So this is like whatever.
Yeah, no, he looks like he's just glitching.
Yeah.
He's
like,
clipping.
I think in book, we'll see it'll look better. I think Reed will come across better in book, and they're probably holding back how creepy he's actually going to be. But this image doesn't do anything for me.
The other 3 look the same. Like, oh, what if the thing wasn't orange? Sick. He really turned that one on its head.
Sue is Sue.
Literally. The only difference is the logo is different, which the Fantastic Four have changed their 4 logo countless times. Torch is literally just the same.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, and I'm guessing what is Galactus going to be, a Cthulhu-esque Lovecraftian monster instead?
I can see that. Dude, Reed was just nasty. He was a fucking living tree. His teeth were fucking crazy. He had like a rows full of teeth. That is the creepiest version of Reed we're gonna get. How can Midnight not beat that?
I'd argue what Reed is doing in current Fantastic Four mainline is also creepier. He was able to turn his body to make it look like chains because he can do that. So that's how they impersonated Ghost Rider. He devised a way to grow his hair, so he can just get any hairstyle he wants now because it's just an extension of himself. And so like I think there's more body horror in mainline Fantastic Four than there is in these Midnight variants. There's the Ben Harvey one, Sean, is the one that looks like a Garbage Pails Kid card.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Like, cool. He's a bloater. Sick.
I think in the context of this horror bend, this is probably the best looking, and I hope they do something more with the actual art inside. Like I hope we get something really fucked up.
The X-Men ones, though, actually, like pound for pound, these are the 3 that I like the most.
Same.
The cover D by Bjorn Barons is nice. Like I really like that. The one with Storm in the background.
It's an homage to the Fright Night movie poster.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
So I love it. I love a movie poster homage.
Very nice. I really like the Cyclops one too.
I gotta say that the Gambit one is where my bread's being buttered.
I can see it.
Yeah, that is a really nice one, but I'm not buying anything with Gambit front and center.
Gambit pilled.
Who is Io? I'm unfamiliar with this artist. Ito. That's a name you have to choose that name in comics these days. Like you got a Junji Ito out there, and you're still gonna go by Ito. Yeah, daring, but it's good.
But my question is, you guys look at these variants, all these variants. I'm still cover A.
Oh, same. Yeah. Especially if it has the die cut kind of storytelling device. I'm still cover A.
Yeah. Like none of these sold me on needing to buy, even like whether it's swapping it out or buying an additional copy. The only one that I'm like, I might have to have that is the Midnight X-Men one by Bjorn. But everything else, I'm like, I'm good. These are cool, I guess, but I don't need them.
Ito is an American comic book artist born in the U.S. and now living in Japan, renowned for his Japanese-themed comic book covers featuring traditional characters, inspired by classic ukiyo-e prints. Okay. Interesting.
Can we see a picture?
I think I had him up earlier on the screen, Sean.
I kind of need to know what this Ito looks like. What's up, Ito?
I don't see any pictures. I just
First
see
name Chester.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the variants aren't really lighting me on fire, but
Once they're saying Cebulski like Psylocke, his favorite character according to that old Marvel letters page, right? Like which character would you want to go on a date with? CB said Psylocke.
Yo.
Oh my god, yo.
Yeah. If we see
Interesting.
Ito on a Marvel manga, I might have to recant my previous non-malicious CB statements.
Thus, dude. I don't know what
Marvel Psylocke manga written by Akira Yoshida, drawn by Ito.
Rel YT says CB is reverse Psylocke, Japanese man trapped in a white man's body.
That's insane. That's fucking crazy.
And that's how he'd want it.
You guys are funny today. October 7th. October 7th.
Oh, sorry. That out of context. I'm like, we're not going there, are we?
October 7th is when we will be able to read these things and pick them up. So I'm hoping they do really well. I really truly do. Last bit of news will probably pop Tyler, if I had to guess, because Nova is making a return. Sam Alexander Nova. Not
cool. What is he getting, like an ongoing or a miniseries, Sean?
He's getting. I mean, he's getting a comic. There will be one of them.
Oh, then a 2 and then a 3, right?
Just the one, actually. Sadly,
motherfucker.
Just the one shot. Nova: Return of the Rings, #1. #1, written by Josh Trujillo with art and Juan Ponce, with art by Rafael Loreo and Andy Pereira. So 4 creators total involved in making this one shot. 4 writers and artists involved.
They're doing one's taking vowels, one's taking consonants. Like, what's the deal here?
Yeah, like, why do you need all that?
Damn, bro.
So it's Marvel Voices. So this is them celebrating Latino culture, Hispanic, Latin American culture. So they got all their, Hispanic creators on it, which, like,
all of them.
Yeah, literally, like all of them go on one book.
God, I want to say fucked up things.
And they were like, all right, well, we got a Latino character. Oh, shit, fuck. White Tiger. White Tiger. No, we don't do women books in Marvel anymore. I love Sam Alexander to like the moon and back. He's one of my favorite, like, newer creations. I think that Jeff Loeb, Ed McGuinness book is one of my, like, dark horse picks for recommendations, especially like newer young readers. I'd point them to that book. I think it's my favorite thing Jeff Loeb's written in a long time, and it has been a long time. So I'm excited to see Sam back, but man, this also reeks of like retooling what the 10 rings are to match them to what they're teasing for the MCU. After Shang-Chi, he's got the 10 rings. There was that teaser where they had like the Council of Avengers talking about like, ooh, these things are giving off a weird energy signal. Like it's going to be some multiversal space shit that they're just going to retcon for the MCU tie-in. I'm going to read it. It's a one shot. I can't there's no investment I need to make here. But, when we talked to Jatsia Axelrod, we talked how she was able to do, the DC's version of Voices would be like their Pride anthologies. But DC was like, no, we're going to give you a whole miniseries to do. It's going to come out weekly. So like DC put a little more oomph into it, that this just feels like Marvel just being like, all right, well, we have to do Voices again. How are we doing it?
So this is not the setting that you would want to see.
No, I want them on an ongoing. Or even like bring Champions back. Champions fucking ruled.
Yeah.
And they're getting this in right at the tail end because apparently National Hispanic Heritage Month is actually from the September 15th to October 15th. This comes out October 14th, right on the cusp.
I mean, as someone Latino, we're sometimes a lot late on stuff. So this actually kind of tracks.
True to the culture.
It is. I was surprised it wasn't the 16th. It's got a Friday release.
I'll be honest. The only reason this news is here is for Tyler.
Thank you. I
If
appreciate it.
Tyler weren't going to be here this week or whatever, we wouldn't talk about this because there's nothing here. Like, why not more? Why not more? Nova's a great character. There's news now about a Nova TV show in development, which been in the works in some version for a long time.
Like
We're
White
seeing
Blade.
that report again. Yeah.
Space Blade.
Percolating out there somewhere.
Yeah, like I think there's more that can be done with Nova, and I think that Marvel for some reason just doesn't get that. Whether it's Richard Rider, whether it's like just a great concept. Use it more. So this does nothing for me.
Common Sense here gets a 49 super chat and says, I do believe Marvel neglects Sam because of Jeff Loeb. Jed McKay League of Comic Geek says Sam would be a Nova Centurion if it did well. The irony. You shouldn't have told me that.
Bummer.
I loved Nova Centurion. I thought that was a great book, and I was really excited to see it go somewhere, and it doesn't go anywhere. So not only that, knowing Sam would have been in that went longer, that's a bummer. And also, Steve Wacker does hate Nova, but he hates Richard Rider. He hates Richard Rider. He's not Wacker, not a fan of Dick, but Dick Rider. And so maybe Sam has a spot in the future. We'll see.
Oh man.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers fucking crossed, I guess. This is just not like, I guess good that he's got something coming, but it feels like not a good not something that makes me go, okay, they've got plans for this guy.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is we hit a checkbox for the month that we need it to, and that's what fans are gonna get.
We won't get canceled. Now get the new editor in chief in who definitely has a clean slate. Oops.
Okay, so that does it for the news. We are not going to play the GOAT game today because we did the call-ins. That was the goal, and we accomplished it. What we are going to do is we are going to celebrate the rest of our patrons and get into a new origin. So we haven't had an origin in a little bit. So that's my apologies. We'll get right back on the horse with that here today. But I want to say thank you to Amin, the Almighty Perez, Houston the Century Kid Murphy, Young Dende, Fae Fighter Dewooty, Cosmic November, Carter the Owl Shogunate, Steve Swarm Canara, Scripture the Wardens of the Word, Jack of Some Trades Cloutier, Emperor MD Wani, Mad Max Pliskin, Jack Grimstone Grimmy, Eli the Mothman, Patrick, well, hold on, Captain Chris, Ray Lytle, Super Job, Integray, Ash the Golem, Just Unseen, and joining the Palsverse, very, very, very big welcome to Pat the Inspiration Zay.
Whoa.
We outside. For most people, that's a fun phrase to shout together with your friends. For the Pals Alliance, it's a rallying cry. Many of the great teams in history have had one. This was theirs. But why? Because of Patrick. Patrick's energy on the field of battle was infectious. Normally, there was a lot of pensiveness before going into a fight. The Alliance wasn't full of experienced warriors. They were average people, bestowed powers they didn't know existed, now bearing the responsibility that comes with those powers to do good. It wasn't an easy situation to be in. Every mission was a risk, and not everyone made it home every time. Somehow, Patrick always managed to find a way to break through that tension. When he was around, it didn't matter that there was a real chance of failure or of losing a pal. He took the time to talk to everyone, to bring people together through conversation. These were dangerous times, and nobody understood that better than Patrick. He had more to lose than most. A good woman and a baby at home meant that every single mission carried a weight that most other members of the Alliance didn't bear. If he didn't make it home, he'd be leaving behind a child who would never know her father. And on this night, that came closer to reality than she will ever know. Arriving on the scene of a devastating attack downtown, the pals readied for another night of fierce battle. All right, y'all know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. The most important thing each of us can do is stay alive. I don't care if y'all have a baby, a partner, a mom, or an aunt. We all have people who love us, and we need to make it back to them. Protect each other, protect yourself, protect this city. Y'all feel me? We outside. They charged into the fight, the scene a blur of flashing lights and bodies flying. Patrick couldn't believe his eyes. Just a year ago, so much in his life was unstable and uncertain. Things have a way of changing rapidly. You never know what the next moment holds. Pat's battlefield contribution went far beyond some feel-good words and a catchphrase. He may not be a fighter like most of the others, but what he could do made him special. He could inspire them. He could make them believe in themselves. Their powers were enhanced by his presence. They were sharper, faster, more clear-headed because of Pat. All he had to do was stay within their range and be himself, and his inspiration would help his friends make it home alive. As Pat ran across the battlefield, shouting his words into the air to inspire his allies, an enemy shooter took notice of him. In a fight full of people too fast and too powerful to harm with a simple gun, Patrick looked like easy pickings. The shooter aimed, then fired. Bang! The loud crack barely audible over the sounds of war. True aim. The bullet striking Pat square in the chest, sending him to the ground. Pain flooded him and he cried out in honor of it. Panic set in. Pat didn't know how bad it was, how much longer he had to live, trying to catch his breath. His baby girl. He laid still on the ground, blood staining his shirt. The spear of judgment was the first to notice Pat on the ground. Jay looked over, saw the shooter, and in a rage, volleyed spear after spear at the attacker. He would never harm anyone again. More heroes noticed that Pat was down now. They fought harder to end things so they could help Pat before it was too late. He inspired them now in a different way. 5 Captain Chris collective clones carried Pat off the battlefield and to safety. The heroes who remained in combat made swift work of their enemies. The heroes waited patiently at the hospital for the good word. They couldn't lose Pat. After several hours, the doctor came out to speak to Atomic Hound, the one chosen to represent them. Patrick's going to be okay. The bullet narrowly missed anything too serious. He's lucky, but he's alive, and he's going to stay that way. The doctor made his way over to all the heroes now. He wanted me to tell you something. He said not to worry, that it won't be too long before he's outside again. He said you would all get it. The heroes laughed and breathed a sigh of relief. Pat wasn't just a friend. He wasn't just an ally. He wasn't just a father. He wasn't just a partner. He was an inspiration. He made people believe in themselves. And there's nothing more necessary today than that. So thank you, Pat, for being a member of the Palsverse and being an inspiration to us all.
Someone said he's the cap.
He's the cap.
No cap.
He's the
Yo,
cap.
He's the motherfucker shot me.
He got shooters.
Many men.
The rallying cry. I like that the rallying cry for the Palsverse is "We outside."
Yes, officially.
Hell yeah.
Officially.
Canon.
Assemble who?
Fuck out of here.
Also I did miss a couple of people, so my apologies. Arceus, David Arceus is with us. Thank you so much. Oh, Sean, who just joined us yesterday.
That's your Irish cousin.
I am my Irish cousin. Thank you. And DC Crane as well. And Anonymous. So thank you all so much for being a part of this. Really, really appreciate you all so much. If you want an origin of your own, the only way to get that is to join us over on Patreon at the Join the Palsverse tier or greater. I love writing these. I love getting the opportunity to tell stories about you guys who, you know, do so much for us. So thank you. Really, really appreciate it.
That was a good one, Sean.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry I had to do you like that, Pat, but you know, it's okay. You made it. You made it. You survived.
Inspiration.
Yes, you're inspirational, brother. We will be back on Tuesday.
Yeah.
With a new book club, a new sponsored book club, Static plus Icon and Rocket with special guest Redacted. You'll find out when you show up on Tuesday.
Sadie Sink will be on the show on Tuesday. All right. Well, okay.
Thursday, we'll be doing Pals Polls at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then before you know it, we're right back here for the main show where we will be talking about San Diego Comic-Con news. So, yeah.
Big
Very
news.
exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate you all so much. Kyle, we are doing follow-up chapters. You guys have to request it. If you've been a member of the highest tier, you can reach out to me and we'll talk about it. I am tardy on those. I owe a couple. I will get them out. But if you want one, reach out and ask, and we'll take care of that for you.
And I know Sean loves doing them, but you can request any of us to do it.
Sure.
So you have that control.
Thank you. We will see.